Welcome to Newly Forged. Sorry for the momentary delay. We just had a few technical difficulties to get sorted out. Sadly, this week we are down a mic, so Defect will be piloted, Jaegered by the ever-talented Amber. And we'll see what goes on based on what we got going on. So let's just do a quick round of hellos and introductions. And let me know what your character is feeling at this moment right before you open this door. And let's start down in the corner with Amber.
I just muted myself instead of unmuting. Good job, Amber. This is a great way to start the day, huh? Hello, I'm Amber, and I play Greg, the Goblin Artificer. And Greg is definitely thinking, "Oh crap. Well, all right. Just like this is not how I saw this going, but what else was I expecting? Let's be honest. Hope we don't die."
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Just general vague panic, and I think Defect is thinking, "What can I kill next?"
That tracks for me.
Yeah.
Moving along right under my lovely screen is the ever lovely Sarah.
Oh, hey, that's me. I'm Sarah, and I play Olive, the half-orc druid. And I think Olive is real glad to be alive and is kind of hoping to stay that way for at least a little while longer.
I dig it. Okay. And moving on to Tanner.
Hi, I'm Tanner. I'm playing Aydis, the Human Ranger. I think Aydis is just a mixture of anxiety and crispiness.
Are you still singed?
A little bit.
I think most of you are.
I made one saving throw and then didn't make the second one, so I'm a little crispy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one. And then let us go up to Matt in the top corner there.
Hello, I'm back. I'm Matt, playing Spoot. And Spoot's thinking about retirement. Or did I say that last week? I don't remember now. No, I'm joking.
Retirement?
Yeah, after this, he's like, I'm done. I can't do it. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
At least pay for your 401k.
Right. He's thinking about how can he end this conflict without killing any more party members. And, if possible, nobody else, but we'll see what happens.
To be fair, Spoot hasn't killed any of the party members yet, so.
In fact, the opposite. You brought Olive back to life very recently.
Oh, no, I don't mean like I don't mean like friendly fire. I just mean like I don't want any more party members to die for any reason.
I hope there's no friendly fire.
None of us have fireballs, so
there hasn't been friendly fire yet. So
no, there's been friendly fire from Olive.
That is true. That is true.
Ice knife. Ice knife.
Olive's a touch indiscriminate with throwing things.
Yeah, that is I've noticed.
That is very fair.
Although if I get hit with one more fireball this week, I'm gonna need therapy.
Indeed, our Monday game was rife with fireballs, and
I think we got hit with 3, and then you hit me with 2 last week, and so if I get hit with another one, I'm gonna need to go to therapy.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Well, let's see what happens this week here on Newly Forged, shall we? Let's see how we go down this road.
Come back to Jared with fireballs.
Well, last time on Newly Forged, our party confided in Archivist Sita Malore their latest escapades, and at his urging, left the ledger of Red Crow's illicit doings in his care. They then opted to act quickly and made their way towards Tower Manor, with the intent to gain entry and at least get Kaelin out, if nothing else. Upon their arrival, they told the guards to get their boss and that they wanted to talk. But Olive chose a different tract. She used her wild shape abilities to become a squirrel and investigated the garden entrance that they had heard about. There she discovered Lakama, the dwarven woman from Southbrook, moving towards the front gate with a troop of others. She decided to revert and summon lightning over her foes. And so the battle began, with Olive being cornered away from the others before they could arrive. Ultimately, Olive fell to Lakama's rage, dying in the gardens without the aid of her friends. But soon enough they arrived and were able to hold Lakama through cunning uses of hold person, so that was well done, which prevented her from attacking and allowed the others to take out her support troops. The party was ultimately able to defeat Lakama and rushed to the fallen Olive, with Spoot pulling out their only diamond and casting Revivify, bringing Olive back to life. The party then made their way towards the manor proper, taking 2 fireballs from Bodo, whom they spotted up in the 3rd floor window, Aydis attempting to snipe at him, but to little effect. Breaking through the kitchen door... You did. Once. Breaking through the kitchen door, the party has made their way and through a pantry, and Defect has just opened the next door.
Yeah.
Which is going to be fun and exciting. So, let's see what happens when we open the door. So Defect opens the door, and you are all very intense, and you're expecting something to happen. And you open the door, and nothing. Through the open doorway, you can see the edge of what looks to be some sort of large banquet table.
Is it set for a party?
There are a few scattered dishes and stuff around, but it is not elegantly laid out now. Defect and Olive are right by the door.
Olive is hiding behind the door.
Yeah.
Well, to the side of the door frame.
And so the door opens.
Wait, do we have a map or no?
We do.
Oh, did it just not load for me?
No, it's not there yet.
It's not loaded up yet.
Oh, okay. So I was like,
it is coming. I'm just giving you some background info.
He's talking first.
Some juicy theory of the mind first.
Yeah. Upon opening the door, you hear a voice. Well, you might as well come on in. It's time we had a chat and got to know one another, don't you think?
Who's that?
I've been saying that all along.
Is that Craig?
Insight. Check.
Okay, yeah, make an insight check.
I don't do it enough.
Oh, a 21. With that insight check, Spoot, you get the sense that there's amusement and maybe a sinister edge to it, but it doesn't seem like there's an intent upon springing a direct trap.
Okay. Upon gleaning that, Spoot will head to the door and say, I'll go in and talk with him.
All right.
I think you might have to beat your way through Defect. I believe he's occupying the
Yeah.
doorway.
Are you sure? I can
I mean,
go.
I'm also gonna shoot him.
Before we talk? Are you saying this out loud?
No, Tanner's saying, I said before the end of last game, I was behind Defect, bow drawn, kind of when police are opening up a door with one gun on the door.
Yep.
You were holding that action for anyone to respond.
So
Yeah, if someone... Yes.
So he says, come on in, let's have a chat, and our response is arrow.
It can
Well,
be.
I don't like him.
I know. I just want to make sure before Spoot jumps in the way.
Before you jump in do you want me to shoot you?
Here, let's go over to the map so you can see what's going on.
Cool. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, I see black square.
I see people.
I need
So
to move.
indeed, looking through the doorway, some of you see this table, and Defect can actually see a grouping of individuals, all of whom seem to be they have weapons ready, but they are not aggressively advancing at all yet. And Defect can see this individual. He's the one speaking.
Oh, hi.
He is a 7 foot tall, gray skinned, black marking, maybe tattooed Goliath. No hair. Yeah. And he has just invited you all. Defect notes that he is casually holding a very large polearm.
I was going to say, is that an axe in his hand?
It's actually more of a glaive.
Oh, good.
Is that a polearm? Are you happy to see me?
Oh.
Yes.
I think the answer is yes.
He could be very happy to see you. He has called
Actually,
you.
it's a glaive.
He has invited you in to talk. What are you going to do?
Defect is going to let the party decide, is probably what Defect's response might be in this very moment.
He's not a
Greg is
talker.
going to be like, who's talking? Who is that?
Some Goliath.
Well, are you going
Ow.
to come in? Or are you just going to cower in the pantry all day? I think we have a lot to talk about, don't you?
Defect, come inside with me.
Oh, okay, boot.
So Spoot and Defect enter the room.
Yeah.
Great. So they enter the room, and the rest of you are kind of huddled at the door. This Goliath individual looks at you all. Well, I know there's more of you. There's at least 5 from what I can gather, so everybody in. Come on.
Locking the door, bro.
Greg will sneakle past and go in. Yeah, why not?
All right, Spoodle step up here.
Mm-hmm. And Olive, are you going to enter as well?
Olive's going to stay in the doorway.
Wait,
She's not feeling so good.
Amber, before we all enter the room, could you have poofed Chomper?
I believe Chomper did poof right before you went in.
Yeah, I think
Did he?
you have it from last week still.
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
still
Do I?
have it from last week.
You weren't hit. I have 7, so I assume
Yeah,
that's what
I have
rolled
7 as
last.
well.
Correct.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, same. Gotcha.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem.
I didn't even look at my health yet.
Now come on in. I give you my word, we're not gonna fireball you in my own house.
That'd probably be a bad idea.
It would, for all of us, really.
Yep.
Are you going to stand your ground, Olive? Or are you going
Oh.
to...
He's talking to me, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He is pointedly looking at your direction.
Okay, fine. I'm stepping through the door.
Okay. He smiles and kind of like takes on like a casual stance as opposed to the rigid stance he had a moment ago. There, that wasn't so hard, was it? I must say, you all have been quite a pain in my ass.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I don't much like that, but I can appreciate strength and the fact that you all not only ousted all of my men from Southbrook, including that failure Lakama. Apparently you just did her in outside as well.
Oh, is that angry dwarf lady?
Yeah,
That's her.
that's a good summation.
Oh yeah, she's dead.
Yeah, she had her strengths, but civility wasn't one of them.
Or brains.
Indeed. Now, I can tell that you are all very capable. So how about we make a deal? You come work for me, and all of this nonsense swept under the rug. I'll forget about Southbrook. Hell, I'll put you in charge at Southbrook. You run that town for me, and you can run it however you want. Treat him as good or as bad as you care to. As long as I get the benefits, it's your town.
I really don't think you understand, do you? Why we've done any of this.
What I understand is that everyone has their price.
Is that so? Well, I suppose it's worth noting that we haven't been paid.
Well, you may not have been paid, but you've ruined my operations in Southbrook. You've damaged my warehouse. And now you've left a mess that I have to clean up in my garden. So you've cost me quite a bit already.
I'll be the first to say that the deaths on any side is regrettable. But what you did in Southbrook, well, that just requires justice in my eyes. And so I'm going to give you an opportunity to surrender, wait here for the authorities to show up, and maybe this can all end peacefully.
And what would you tell them? That you broke into a baron's house and decided to attack his loyal, innocent guardsmen?
Hey. To be clear, we were hanging out outside, and then there was some screaming. We were just waiting to talk to you. Then they were screaming, and they ran off, so we decided to come in and help. And then, unfortunately, well, things took a turn, and, well, they attacked us, so we've defended ourselves.
You're not fooling anyone. I know
All right.
who called that lightning. It's not exactly a subtle bit of spell work, is it?
No, it's not. And admittedly, we are in a bit of a bind if we were to have to answer to the authorities ourselves. But as far as I'm concerned now, I believe you're holding someone possibly against their will that we would like to recover.
I would never hold anyone against their will, barring a lack of discipline. But how I choose to discipline those in my employ is up to me. Surely, there's nothing untoward about that.
I suppose it depends on your choice of discipline.
Well, you can't get a positive result if someone's dead.
That's fair.
Is he dead?
What did I just say?
Well, then where is he? May we see him?
Somewhere, and no.
I'm stuck on this whole you'll pay us thing.
Yeah, if you sign up, you can run Southbrook.
Yeah, but why would we want to run Southbrook for you?
Why wouldn't you? Cushy gig for people as strong as you. And all it requires is just keeping that town afloat. However you want. Use the carrot, use the stick. I don't care.
Well, why would we want to make you a baron? Also, why do you want to be a baron? It looks kind of boring.
I have my reasons. So, we can either get really messy, or you can stop all this nonsense and join up with the Red Crows. What do you say?
Well, I prefer not to get messy, but I will not be joining the Red Crows. And that is final. I cannot speak for this party.
This is a bit of an either-or situation.
Well, you've heard my decision. I cannot speak for the rest of this party, but that is where I stand.
The moral compass of the group, Let's see if you actually have any influence guiding the rest of your troop. And this individual looks at all of you, one by one, spanning from Spoot to Defect, who remains silent and kind of looks down to Greg, spanning to Olive.
Olive just looks right back at him.
Okay. And to Aydis.
Aydis looks deep in thought.
Okay. And down to Greg.
Rick's face is just all scrunched up, kind of looking back at him, kind of looking at whatever food's on the table, being like, I'm a little hungry. This guy's talking still. Food's not just scrunched up face.
Mm-hmm.
Just quietly like mage hand some of the food into your.
Thinking about it. Amber is bleeding into Greg.
Indeed. So he immediately focuses on Aydis because he can tell you're deep in thought. What about it? You look like you are tempted to join up.
It's no, such a tempting offer, life or death.
Yeah. Think of all the life you can have. And how permanent death is.
Yes. You would leave us mostly alone?
You run that town how you want. Do any missions, whatever I say. Which, as long as you run the town, I've got no problems. And you make sure I get all that I need in terms of produce, fishing, stuff, whatever it is that makes me money. And the town is yours.
We would get some of that in return, yes, to take care of the town.
You would live comfortably. The town can't turn a profit if it's dead, can it?
No, but you need to make sure workers are motivated to work, and not always violence is the right answer. As you've seen with Lakama killing half the town.
Yeah, she was a blood instrument. I have a sense that you all can be more of a scalpel.
I certainly don't want any, speaking of violence, any more violence today. And I'm realizing that if I were alone in this decision, that would probably be detrimental to my health. I don't suppose you would put an agreement like this in writing, since we can have your word and something a little more concrete.
I don't think you understand. I'm giving you a one-time offer.
And say we agree. Don't you suppose there should be some sort of contract? I don't honestly know why we should just trust you at your word and let you think that we'll walk out of here assuming we're safe and you could have us all killed as soon as we turn our back.
I'm not the one whose word you should be questioning right now.
Whose word would that be?
He doesn't.
You really don't control your hands that well? Seriously? You think one of your dudes is gonna try to kill us even if you say not to? I suppose based on the way things went with Lakama, that would make sense that they'd kind of suck.
Oh, you misunderstand. My Red Crows obey my every order, including Lakama.
You ordered her to fail and die?
No, and for that she was punished severely.
Maybe you don't understand my point, which is if you were to put it in writing, then that would be a way of us showing our word to you as well. I feel like a contract like that is sort of a two-way street, no?
Writing is immaterial. I've given you an offer. You can take it or leave it. Part of this agreement is bound in trust. If you take it, I will trust you to live up to your end of it. If you don't, then we'll have to revisit our agreement.
Well, I still think I want no part of it. I can't speak for this party, but I will make an agreement with you to not fight if you just let us leave and we can sort this out. If you think you'll be on the side of justice when the authorities arrive, then, well, so be it. I'm willing to take that chance.
You misunderstand, my friend. You're not leaving without being on one side of the agreement or the other. And if you are on the other side of the agreement from me, you're leaving in a body bag.
Spook's going to turn his back to the Goliath at this point and face the party and just sort of see if he can get a general sense of what people's thoughts are, since they are disturbingly silent. Sorry, that was...
One thing you should know about us, Mr. Goliath man. Oligar, Shadow something, Baron something, or you have too many names that doesn't really make sense or seem to be reasonable. Is that we don't make decisions very quickly. So here's the deal. We could talk in circles about this, but you probably might be waiting for a little while. So maybe we could just like have a moment, and you could just like have some guards outside the door or something. Because here's the deal. Usually when we make snap decisions, there's a lot of murder involved. And it sounds like this time we might not try to murder. And I don't know why exactly, but I'm leaning toward that one. But it might take a minute for us to be on the same page. And one thing you should also know is that we're probably not going to murder each other. Like, whatever you say. So it's kind of all or nothing.
He just stares at you like daggers. And he's like, no. You get to choose to live and work for me, or you get to choose to die here and now. That's really what it boils down to.
I'll accept.
He looks at you and he kind of smiles. Good.
Can Spoot an insight check, Aydis?
Sure, yeah.
If you want.
Okay.
Do I get advantage since he's a party member?
No. But Aydis, you can make either a deception or persuasion roll. Well, actually, with a 16, I guess
I'm not very charismatic.
yeah,
It's so annoying.
yeah,
It's so annoying because it's
Aydis,
lower than my passive.
What does he learn off of you from this moment of inspection? It's a 16. I'm going to let you decide how much he figures out.
Well, Aydis just found his husband who's working for them, and seems like that's the only way to get back to him, maybe? And he wants to live, because I still have other things I need to do.
Okay, so it's coming out of a place of, like, fear and desperation, more so than a desire to rule over anything.
So he's sincerely...
Like, I didn't like the Red Crows in the slightest. I still helped you guys kill all of them. But there's no way out of this.
Okay. So yeah, so Spoot, you get that sense that Aydis is looking for a way out to be with his husband.
Spoot will look at Aydis and say, I think I understand. And I won't willingly turn a hand against you.
I would hope not.
I would ask you let me leave.
Oh no. No one's leaving.
I really wish I had... Oh, I do have sending prepared, but I can only send it to one person. Mass send. That needs to be a spell.
Right.
Fly, you fools.
So I can still talk to animals, but I don't see any present, so...
That dumb Goliath. Just kidding.
I mean, there's what looks like a dead bear on the other side there, but...
Indeed, there is a bearskin rug on the other side of the room.
Oh, I cannot see it.
I don't think he's talking to anybody, though.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Okay.
Rig.
Mm-hmm.
I think I need to make an insight check or something. Also, is that Craig? Just for fun, is that Craig?
That's Craig.
Indeed, you do recognize the figure of Craig.
That is definitely Craig.
Right here.
Oh, hey, Craig.
Who's kind of sneering, and he's like, hello? But definitely has a scimitar out and a dagger in his hand.
Yeah, that broke and attacked like 3 times. When Amber's finished with their insight question, I have one as well.
Yeah, go for it. What
Yeah,
would you like to insight?
I'm trying to gauge. Like, some of these are unfamiliar. I'm just trying to. Greg is like really not wanting to have a boss. Greg hates having a boss.
Mm-hmm.
Greg has had a boss. Greg wants to know what kind of boss, because so far Oligar is just a jerk. You know what I mean? Like, how sucky will it be?
Yeah, you can make an insight check against him for that.
Oh, 2.
Oh no!
Hard to read.
Not even guidance would save that.
No.
He's not wearing a best boss in the world t-shirt, but he's not wearing a
Right.
most horrible boss in the world t-shirt either.
Right. Sure. God damn it.
Is there blood dripping from the glaive?
World's most average boss.
Yeah.
Right.
Seems like he'd be fair-minded, unless you make him angry, then he'd probably be angry about being angry.
And likely kill you.
Right. I'm trying to imagine. Just because we haven't fleshed out everything, what's the worst boss Greg has worked for, right? Has Greg worked for shittier people?
Hard to tell.
Probably not.
Hard to tell. With that insight check, hard to compare.
Yeah, cool. All right, Matt's turn.
I was gonna say with a
All right.
with a 2.
What's going on in your insighty brain there, Spoot?
I was just curious about how I could use this. I know we've sort of talked about passives in the past. I was wondering if by me staring at my own party long enough, could I use like a passive insight on a lot of them to kind of see where they are, or if there's not enough time. There's probably not enough time.
So because you're familiar with them and you kind of know what you've gone through and you've been part of this, you can gain like a quick glance over your party members. Aydis seems solely concerned with surviving and being with his husband, getting back to his husband, although because he doesn't know what his current condition is, and none of you see Kaelin here. You don't see Calv as you knew him.
Right.
You look over at Greg, and Greg's mind is elusive at the easiest of times, but you get the sense that Greg is conflicted because they don't like being told what to do, but they also like dying. Defect is, or they don't like dying is what
It's like whatever floats through. I had no idea.
Defect is very hard to read at this moment.
Living on the edge.
he seems totally torn between just wanting to kill these people because of the stuff that they've done and whatever Greg wants, because he's always been fairly partnery, protective-y of Greg, so
Hashtag griefect.
it's hard to read at the moment exactly what Defect is thinking.
I mean, Olive kind of wants what's best for the rest of the town. Town people are her friends. Like,
yeah.
So, she's sort of on the fence of like, is this going to be okay for them? Do I get to go back to my cave? And,
Yeah. You get the sense that Olive definitely wants the town to be okay.
Like, Lakama is dead, and she's sort of set down. That was her big vengeance push. And now she's kind of like, and can we protect the town from these people?
Right. Yeah, so Olive is throwing things around in her mind. And Spoot, with your passive insight, you've been interacting with this individual that you have gleamed to be this Oligar or Baron Greyclaw. You're not sure exactly who it is. You've heard about a Goliath before, and you've heard that Baron Greyclaw is a Goliath. So this is probably him. But as you kind of interact with him, you get a sense that he is very confident in his abilities to control. However, as you kind of like eye the others in the room, there are a few who give off a sense of unease and fear. And you aren't sure if it's because of the situation, or if it's Greyclaw, or if it's something else. Whether it's they do this job because they're afraid, or they're afraid of him, or because they're the last men standing. Like, it's hard to know without more information.
I see. I'm gonna try something risky.
I favor it.
Yeah, I don't do this enough. Spoot will address the group behind Greyclaw and say, none of you have to stay shackled to this man. If you choose not to put arms against us, we can restrain him and end this today. If I'm outnumbered in this room, however, then I will take my chances.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Do I have time to guidance myself? It's too late, probably.
I'm going to
A
say
quick
you
awkward
have
turtle.
been divinely inspired, so I'll let you add your d4.
This is a dangerous game you're playing.
It is, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to lie, the DC's pretty high.
Oh no.
Crap.
A 17.
That is probably the highest I've ever won.
A 17. All right. Interesting.
Yeah, is Bodo in this room? I don't actually know if I know what he looks like. I mean, I remember we met him, but...
You do not see a halfling in this room.
Oh, God.
You see a human woman, a human male, a half-orc male, and two half-elven men, plus Greyclaw.
Well, everyone, it's been really great.
So, you say that, and the woman over here in the armor looks at you, Spoot, and catches your eye. And you catch a very imperceptible nod from her.
Can I imperceptibly nod back?
With your insight, I'm going to say that she's willing to help you guys out. If you can get her out from under Greyclaw.
Great, I'll take her off the list of people to destroy when I cast Spirit Guardians.
Are you casting Spirit Guardians?
Not yet. I'm not trying to draw first blood, but mental note.
So,
oh my god.
So you
Aydis,
say this and kind
unfortunately.
of scan the room, and Greyclaw kind of chuckles. As though any of mine would dare to defy me. He doesn't
Well,
even
again-
look behind him when he says it, either. He seems supremely confident in his ability to control.
Well, I will say even more confidently then, perhaps overdoing it slightly to maybe give a not so subtle hint to the rest of the party. Okay, well, again, I am willing to take that chance.
I'm gonna have to insight that one because Greg might be too distracted by being like, "Why is Spoot saying no? This is we're gonna die."
You're also
That's a
sniffing
7.
that food that's right in front
No
of you.
idea what's going on.
Yeah,
This is great.
Greg,
oh
you
god.
don't know why people are talking. You came in here to throw magic at people.
That's on
Why
point.
the discussion?
And maybe get a snack.
Right. Last time I worked on my own, a cactus attacked me. So I really would like to just know what's happening. Are we killing things or not? Spoot is talking to people and having feelings, and Aydis is having feelings.
Do I? With
And
my...
you can all feel the tension like coming to a head in this room. So chances are, if you don't make a decision, one will probably be forced for you.
Great. I will tell my party that I have no intention of striking first if I'm alone, but I will defend myself, and I do not agree to this deal. If you do not let me leave, so be it.
Well, I mean, what's the chances of like house arrest situation? Because I'm definitely not gonna hurt him. He's kind of nice. He's
Who-
not used to like people doing things that
He
aren't good.
doesn't leave. And if you stay, you work for me, and your first task will be to put him down.
That's not gonna work for me. Oh man,
Out
I'm
of character,
really hoping.
I want everyone to know there will be no hard feelings if you have to kill Spoot.
This is just you wanting to be a death cleric, isn't it?
No, actually, no.
No, yeah,
I've decided a long time ago I was going to take Spoot, to the end of the line as far as I could go.
yeah. No, unfortunately for Greg, Greg doesn't release friendships.
Interesting. Well,
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
well,
Spoot
the
will
tension
win.
is mounting. You get the sense that if you haven't made a decision in the next few seconds, shit's gonna go down.
Spoot's going to wink at Aydis.
Aydis, make an insight check.
Jesus.
Don't worry, I'll tell the spirit guardians not to kill you.
I mean, I just don't even know at this point. I need a drink.
Okay, with an 11. With an 11, I'm going to say the wink seems surprisingly more confident than you feel like it should be.
Do we have enough right to be confident in our state of
It's
affairs?
all right. We
Who
die in
knows?
glory.
They can
We
only
die
kill
in
one of
glory.
us at a time.
I'm afraid I'm going to need your answer now.
Well, unfortunately, I can't kill Spoot. It's like a rule.
I mean, guys, we could take care of the town.
I will say you get the sense that this guy is not going to like he's going to demand like high work yields and stuff. Like he's not going to be nice about it.
It's not laissez-faire. It's not going to be like, okay, go run the town. I'll
Yeah.
check on you once a year.
Like he's essentially giving you all a chance to become like overlords that have high quotas to maintain.
Sure, but once
This-
we're out of the room,
Now we play an evil campaign.
If that's what you want to do.
No. Spoot has spoken. You decide whether you're going to kill him or not.
I have a plan.
I'm pretty sure that Defect
Not gonna
wouldn't
be
kill Spoot
easy.
either. Their bro bond is formed
Yeah.
up quite nicely.
I know. I
Nobody's-
was kind
nobody's
of hoping
killing
he'd stand
Spoot.
beside me. That's
Yeah.
right. Try to kill me. It's fine. But like Spoot's made up his mind. For once in his life, he's so sure about his decision. So
I know, right? This is shocking.
if he dies today, and he's going to walk with Farlon in the great road beyond.
All right.
Greg. Like, Aydis is just gonna kind of turn to Greg a little silently. Remember that experiment that we wanted to do?
I
And
do
then-
like science. Killing friends, not so much science.
Well, never let it be said I didn't give you all a chance. Let's see what happens. And he smiles as he grips his glaive, and I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Woo! We're all gonna die.
Matt, you should have just casted it.
Right?
Well, I did expect to roll higher than a 5 on initiative, to be fair. So
Oh my god.
crap, I'm gonna go
you could
first.
you could have triggered the initiative.
that's true. And honestly, that probably would have been the smartest thing. But I had kind of decided that
Oh, good.
much
Aegis
talk.
goes before me.
as much talk as I had done, Spoot wasn't gonna like be the first to attack.
I think it's good to know that your character has morals and what they will or will not do, so I think that's a great thing.
I'm so torn right now.
I didn't get a chance to tell you all out loud. Try not to kill the woman in the armor, but maybe.
I mean,
So-
I have a high passive insight and perception. Would I have seen that interaction or no?
I say
Oh.
yes. I say yes. You would have seen that interaction.
Okay.
You would have seen that imperceptible nod.
Obviously, ousting her would be bad for her.
Right.
though. So that's why I didn't want to say anything.
It just matters where I fire my first AoE. So
Correct.
I have eyes for the druid. I was not happy about the bears last time.
Yeah.
Really, it's Olive I'm worried about. She's gonna ice knife her to
Alright.
death.
Okay, well, the first thing that happens, it seems that your old
oh damn,
friend,
they rolled high.
it seems your old friend Craig was just waiting for,
I did not mean to do whatever I just did.
I mean, that's fine.
That's fine.
That was not actually me doing anything. That was
No,
me
I know.
flipping through my spell slots
It's
trying
okay.
to see what we had.
Your old friend Craig is indeed, he was waiting for this. It seems like he maybe had some sort of grudge against you for the warehouse. But he rushes into you, Spoot, and slashes at you with a scimitar. However, you, I believe you block it with against a 17.
Yes.
Great. And then
Yes.
a dagger comes at you, both times missing you, being unable to penetrate your shell and get through your defenses. You're just blocking with your little buckler shield.
Not penetrate.
Yeah. The next thing that happens is Oligar himself smiles and then disappears.
No, ma'am.
I'm gonna have to use it.
Gosh. I mean, I'm like both relieved and annoyed.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's gone.
He's not really gone. What was
Watch
he
it.
wearing before he left?
He was wearing plate mail.
Oh, that's good to know.
Next up, we have Aydis. Aydis, the time has come for you to make a very intense decision about what you may or may not get to do with your husband.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
See, Tanner would kill his friends. But I'm not Tanner, or I'm not.
Hose
Oh,
before
Aydis is not
hose.
me.
Insight check on Tanner next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
I've known Tanner for a couple years. I'm not surprised by this revelation.
Some survival.
Okay. Definitely
I'm-
retiring if I live.
I'm going to use Hail of Thorns
Yep.
on this bitch.
All right. Go for it.
That's like Ben Affleck as a pirate.
Yeah. This individual.
Oh
Wait,
no. Much
Ben
different
Affleck
Yeah,
vibe.
that's
20
bonus
years.
action. Okay,
Much
so this
different vibe.
is just piercing.
Okay.
God damn it. First attack, I'm guessing, does not hit.
An 11, unfortunately, does not hit. He just barely manages to dodge out of the way.
I have +9 and I still don't hit. Like, what the fuck? Alright, shot again. 25.
That will absolutely hit.
Okay.
Yes.
So he takes, specifically, 10 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then I need them all to make DC 15
Dex save?
dex saving throws. Him, and the druid, and the guy under him. And then if Oligar is still standing right there, or within 5 feet of this guy.
Okay. One of them succeeds.
Okay.
So go ahead, roll your damage. And they take half on a success?
Yes.
Great.
I accidentally almost rolled 12d8, or 12d10.
Nervous
Yes,
buttons.
please.
That
Wow.
would be
Hail of fireballs.
Right?
pretty cool.
No, that's my delayed blast fireball. God damn it, 4.
Like a sticky grenade, but
Okay, great. So
That's 14 damage, right?
it is. So here's what happens. The guy that you shot with the arrow takes the arrow, goes, ugh, and then the arrow explodes and it jabs up into his neck and he falls down dead.
Ha! Thorns everywhere.
Yeah, the druid didn't even expect that, so he just got blasted in the side of the face. And the individual below him, this one, barely manages to dodge out of the way, but does only take half damage from your thorns.
Okay. Did it look like any thorns hit anything invisible?
Not to your eyes, it did not.
Damn.
But
Can I try to make a perception check?
yeah, sure, go for it.
Where is my... God, I need my glasses today. Nope.
Nope.
I'm
you
not
didn't
even gonna
see
roll the d4
nothing.
on that one.
You didn't see nothing with a natural one, baby.
I got part of my own thorns in my eyes.
Oh no.
So next up, from around a corner here.
I'm gonna dip back into here.
Yeah, sure.
So I can just like pop out and pew.
Yeah, you see a familiar looking figure.
This
Ah,
bitch again.
crap.
Wait, didn't we kill him outside?
I thought we killed him outside too.
You killed one. Apparently, there's
How
more
many
than
ca-
one.
How
They're
many
clones.
caves are
Wins.
there?
twins, they're clones.
I'm actually really
they're
glad I
just,
saw.
Or they just wear similar garb for some reason.
I'm actually really glad I saw him first.
Yeah. He steps out from around the corner, and immediately I need Defect to make a wisdom saving throw.
Save. Oh no.
Crap.
Well,
All right.
The power of friendship.
Yeah.
That was with advantage.
You all see something. You see Defect freeze up,
oh shit.
and he appears to be paralyzed. And that brings us, and he kind of keeps moving kind of behind the fireplace. Olive, it is your turn.
I clicked off the close-up of that person altogether too fast. Is that thing on their face made of metal?
The mask, no, it's a leather mask.
It's a leather mask.
Which, I mean, to be fair, that'd be kind of uncomfortable to wear a metal mask with it.
It looks like a cagey thing.
Don't
Yeah,
do it
yeah.
yet.
Bane.
It's a Bane mask, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh. 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 Sorry, having a moment. Had a plan, revised it.
Wild-shaped bear.
Huh?
Wild-shaped bear.
Olive has bent all of her wild shape being a squirrel.
Ah.
Oh dear.
I was like, go eat that druid with a bear. That'd be so fitting.
No.
In the
Not a
meantime, I
thing.
do really like that rug.
I am,
Not the
however,
bear
going
rug.
to infest that druid.
Okay. The druid will make a
Not the druid, sorry, not the druid, the cleric.
Okay.
Sorry. I was looking
Um,
at one and thinking the other. I'm infesting the cleric.
Yeah.
Mask man.
Do you have to be able to
Yeah.
see the individual that you are trying to infest?
I can see him.
Yep, you can. Great. Cool.
I do have to be able to see him, but I can see most of him.
Yep, he's just kind of hiding behind. I just wanted to check. Cool. So yeah, so he will make a Constitution saving throw. Nope, not him. Let's see what he does. He rolls a 6.
Cool. He takes some poison damage, and then
Yeah.
he moves 1 square north. which is not particularly useful to anybody, but that's what happens.
Yeah, so he rushes over there, and he makes another con save, and rolls a 3, and loses his concentration on the hold person he had on Defect.
Nice!
That was the goal. I'm close enough to Defect to have seen that happen. And
Yeah, you've definitely seen it happen before, so good job.
You know what it looks like now, don't you?
yeah, I was really concerned that Defect was going to turn and smack me, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just frozen and paralyzed, so.
Right. But I didn't know that. I just saw him freeze up and was like, oh shit, is he going to turn and smack me?
Mm-hmm.
I know that won't go well.
I mean,
Cool.
that's all fair.
Olive is going to step through the doorway.
Okay.
Hey, Aydis, how you doing?
Hey.
Actually, she's going to step far enough back so that Aydis can use the doorway.
Great. All right. Next up is the soldier over here. That nodded towards Spoot.
Huh?
She closes in ranks and brings up her sword towards Spoot
Back on the list.
and attacks Carl.
It's
Off the list
Craig.
again.
Craig.
Craig, sorry. Yes.
God damn it,
I have
Carl.
too many NPCs in my brain.
Damn it.
Spook just whispers, if you had stopped behind him, you would be flanking.
There was a reason she didn't.
Yeah.
Just teasing, just teasing.
I'm
However,
guessing...
she manages to get. She has advantage on the first strike because Craig was not expecting her to attack him,
Very cool.
and then she crits on her second attack.
Oh
Very
my
cool
god.
Very
I love
cool.
you.
Yes, bitch, work.
I'm glad I didn't set her on fire.
So she deals
Fireball.
quite a bit of damage to him in 2 attacks, and he turns in surprise and yells, "Traitorous bitch!"
Oh, that's mean.
And she then uses the rest of her movement to kind of shore up with you guys. Next up, Greg.
Sorry. Should not have put a chip in my mouth. First things first, I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire. I think I want to put it like here. Oops, that's the ruler. I think it will catch everything in that I want because it's a 20-foot cube.
You want to be like that?
Yep.
All right, cool. I dig it.
DC 15. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Let's find out. Dex save, right?
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Wow. Only one of them succeeds.
Yes.
Whole lot of red people.
They be
Oh, they're
glowing,
rusty.
and if they're invisible, they're back to visible.
Yeah. Craig and the druid failed.
Excellent.
This individual over here seemed to be nimble enough to avoid it.
Okay.
That guy recruits archers like it's going out of style. Or at least agile folk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's almost like their business is all about being sneaky and
Right.
such things.
Dexterous.
And avoiding dex saves, that a lot of them. How dare you.
Come on. He wasn't there. Oligar wasn't there. Dang it.
Apparently not.
Or
if
he
he
passed.
was, he succeeded.
Okay. Well, that's fine. And then my little cannon is... Oh, I can't grab the cannon by itself because it's under me. Is going to just hop forward onto the table and do its little protector thing.
All right.
8 temporary hit points. And I will include the lady that hit the guy.
Oh, wonderful.
Because lady has struck a blow to protect Spoot.
She did indeed.
Does she have any way of knowing what happened? Like, does she get like a sense of like, I have an aura around me now?
She feels invigorated. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Chomper's range is 10 feet.
That's called doing the right
yeah.
thing.
Okay, so I am outside of Chopper's range.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
And
And we decided it does not go through walls.
yeah, so Aydis doesn't benefit from it either at this moment.
Fair.
I figured, because I'm hidden
Yes, you are hiding behind a wall.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
like
right.
a cat.
And that's
Hey,
my turn. Why do I have a skull on me?
because
Did I
you're
do that?
concentrating on fire.
Oh, okay.
Fire.
That is
Fire,
the
fire.
fire. That is the concentration marker that I use to remind
Cool,
me
cool,
that
cool.
people are
I just
concentrating.
somehow never noticed.
Yeah, no problemo. Cool. So, you see some of you see a familiar-looking halfling pop around a corner.
What's up, bro?
Here.
That bastard.
A very svelte halfling in fancy, nice robes.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Bodo. Thanks for the drinks.
And he can see Grig, and he remembers Grig.
Yeah.
Hey.
So Grig, I need you. Interesting. I need you to make a dex save. As all around you. Actually, Chomper too.
Okay.
Ah!
A big slob of grease just covers that entire area.
Oh no.
Good old-fashioned grease.
I rolled a 10. Chomper rolled a 4.
Okay. Both of you fall prone.
Flop. Okay.
Helps a cannon fall prone.
It just
got
does
little
like.
leggies. It's got little spider legs.
It's got spider legs that are currently like above it, like a dying spider, like clicking around.
That's actually kind of cute.
It's very cute.
Has Amber played? Have you played Skyrim at all? It reminds me of the dwarven spiders.
I haven't played it.
I don't
I've
know
only
if I-
watched it.
And then he disappears from your view.
The little trickster.
Yeah.
Aydis, I don't know if you can see it, but the doorway just got real slippery.
You can, yeah, Aydis can probably see like this corner, right? So
Yeah.
you do see grease on the ground.
Because I certainly
Okay.
can see it, and I certainly would tell Aydis, hey, look out, the doorway's just got real slippery.
It would be really funny if Bodo burned the house down after Greyclaw was like, I'm not gonna burn my own house down.
We'll see if Bodo is as smart as other people think he may be. So the next thing that happened is that Druid that is currently lined in fairy fire reaches out a hand towards Spoot. And Spoot, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Great.
Nice.
So
Nice.
here's what happens. The baton of morale in your hand begins to get hot. And so you don't drop it, which is good. However, you do take 8 points of fire damage
Oh, yikes.
as the rod in your hand is burning hot.
Well, can he choose to drop it as soon as it starts getting hot? Instead of taking the damage, or no?
Yeah,
It's a
on
weapon.
his turn. Yeah, he can drop it.
Oh, okay. What would happen if he failed the save? He just drops it?
It would drop immediately. He can choose to drop it or not on his turn. It's either or. The effect happens regardless on
Right.
The
caster's
damage
turn.
happens regardless, right? And
Yeah.
then whether okay.
And
Do I
then
know?
and then he rushes behind a wall. I mean, I would say that you saw him cast something, and then the baton in your hand started getting very, very warm.
Okay.
It is now Defect's turn.
All right. Defect is going to rage.
All right. Defect goes rage mode.
Arg. And Defect is going to
Do what Defect does.
do what Defect does. Step around to the other side of Spoot and is going to wail on Craig to get that sweet, juicy, free
Yeah, you definitely
advantage.
have advantage.
27.
That will hit.
And is going to do it again.
A 19 will also hit for
Oh, that's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of damage.
20 damage, just carving into Craig. Yeah,
Oh my god.
Craig is not happy about it.
Um,
That's
I
bonus
think that's
action,
all.
action.
Yeah,
All right.
that's all that Defect can do. He's going to say, "Don't threaten friends."
All right.
That's cute.
And Spoot, we are up to you.
Does he do the finger wag too?
Yeah, just like the Kemba combo.
Yeah, I really probably should have just cast this at the beginning of the round, but morals.
What are those?
No, I don't recommend them, honestly. They're not for D&D. Not designed for D&D.
I've never had a character with like true morals. It's the great part of playing neutral.
So,
Kinda-
so I will say, if you don't drop this hot thing in your hand, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Okay, I'll drop it.
Okay,
is
so
that
you-
just a free action to drop that? or
Yeah,
is it
you
like
can
move
just let go of the baton and it clatters to the ground. Ding, 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 ding.
I'll go. And I'll look at Craig. I want to say Craig. I'll look at
Carl.
Greg and say, I'm really sorry about the warehouse. And then I will cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
Not sorry about this though.
Oh, man, I didn't mean to cast it right now. I forgot about that because it's until the next turn. Dadgummit.
It's fine. You cast it. It's all good.
No, I thought it was immediately and then when they, or is it when they
No,
enter it?
No,
for the
it's
first
when
time?
they enter it for the first time or end their turn in the area, I believe.
But when you cast it, that doesn't count as entering, right?
Correct. They just appear. And I did the thing so it would take away my spell slot properly, and I forgot it would cast it in Roll20.
That's fine.
So going back,
I've
guys.
got it in chat. Says to Craig, "You're gonna die in here, bitch."
Oh.
I
appreciate
really
the
hope.
enthusiasm.
I really hope so. Spook,
Not bitch.
maybe not so much, but. And then obviously I will designate all of the party that I can currently see, and if need be, I can add some to the omission list. And then the woman who chose to fight with us is not going to be affected by this.
Okay, cool. Next up, we have this guy in the corner moves in to assist Craig. So is it sorry, Spirit? They start their turn or they end their turn?
It's the start of their turn. Let me double check
All
the
right.
text.
When they enter it for the first time.
Yeah, I really thought it would just display the text when I did that, but anyway, I'll double check.
Yep. Well, he'll make a saving. Well, it's a wisdom save.
So their speed is halved, just so that's a reminder. And first time on a turn or starts its turn, it must make a whiz saving throw.
All right, it fails. So go ahead and roll that beautiful radiant damage. As this guy.
Hey!
All right, so this guy moves in to help Craig, and the incorporeal turtles just buffet him, and he falls down a pile of battered, broken, bruised body.
Aww.
Totally
Aw.
obliterated by turtles.
Yeah,
That's
turtle. Yeah, turtle power.
Yeah.
Spoot decidedly this time, kind of resolved by the actions it went down, will just see upon seeing that happen, will just turn and look at Craig like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, now it is Craig's turn, and Craig is pissed.
Yeah, he's probably gonna hit me.
Fucker.
So he makes a wisdom saving throw. and rolls a 13.
That is a fail. Do I need to roll again?
Yeah. Roll that damage for him. Oof.
That's not good.
Yeah, he grabs his head and like covers it as turtles like take the opportunity to wail inside of his reach. Really well done there. But he focuses his and is remind me, Spirit Guards is concentration?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I never remember which one is and which one's not. But so he strikes his scimitar towards you, Spoot, bouncing off your shield with an 11, and then 2 dagger strikes at you as well. One of them gets through with a 20, I believe.
Correct.
You take 7 piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution save, concentration check. Yeah, no problem. You maintain the spiritual guardians.
Oh boy, I'm on pins and needles.
So next up, I need you to roll damage again.
Oh, interesting.
Sus.
Oh no.
Aw.
All right, that's cool.
Oh, they fixed it. I noticed they're only doing 1 damage, and it says radiant or necrotic now.
Yeah,
that's better.
they set out a big update the other day.
That seems like such a small thing, but they did it. Good for you, Roll20.
Good.
Yeah, when I logged in today, I got a
Beyond 20. Yeah.
Beyond
Good for you, Beyond 20. Roll20, you still are questionable.
What?
When I
I
logged
like
in
harsh.
today,
it.
we did an
Harsh.
update. Aren't we cool?
Well, there goes that potential sponsorship. No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing.
I love Roll20.
I know, it's been great. It really has.
So, here's what happens. From behind you,
Behind who? Behind Spoot?
behind Spoot,
Uh-oh.
you feel something slash across your back. With a 19 to hit,
Yeah, hits, meets it, beats it.
and you take 14 points of damage, slashing damage,
Ouch.
as Oligar Greyclaw appears and breaks the invisibility from which he was in.
Yeah.
And go ahead, make a Constitution saving throw, Spoot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done. With a 19, you keep it up.
I'm gonna need y'all to finish Spoot's book he's been working on if he dies. Just
And then another
Yeah.
attack against you. However, it's an 11. You get your shield up in time.
saw that coming that time.
Yeah. When he's not invisible, doesn't get the auto advantage. Because he was too confident in his abilities and did not move into an advantageous position, but he will now. Aydis, it's your turn. You hear chanting and casting, and ow, that was hot. And you see grease on the floor. You see Greg and Chomper prone. Well, you see Greg prone. And you see
Now you
grease
see
on
Chomper
the ground
prone.
in front of you.
All right. Is there any way I could jump over that like corner of the grease, or no?
Make an athletics check.
Athletics or acrobatics?
It could be acrobatics. It's
Oh wait, they're not any better. Okay,
I was gonna
never
say.
mind. I don't have proficiency in acrobatics because that's apparently running in the forest. Fuck rangers.
Yeah, the ranger. I never understood that, but you know.
8.
With an 8, you go to move over the area and end up landing in it, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
That I can do, hopefully. 16?
Yes, that succeeds. So you are now there, but you are not prone. You're able to catch yourself in the grease.
Okay. Now, if I use my latch blade to open a portal,
Mm-hmm.
do I have to do it this far away from Greyclaw, or can I be like right here and make it like super close?
It will appear directly in front of you, so it's just a line that appears.
But if I open it though from my side, he can't see it from what I remember.
Correct.
'Cause it's like a one-side door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't know if the effect will work if he comes through the other way.
Right. But science.
I'm
can also cut it in the
I am
wall.
just telling you what you don't know.
Cut it
But you can totally move in towards him.
between you.
Right. Wait. If I cut it behind him,
What's the range
I-
on your latch blade?
it's it's 5 feet. It's a melee thing.
Yeah, you can't like cast it 10 feet away or anything.
Right. So, I'm just like D&D mechanics. Because can Defect technically shove like him backwards? Like if I put the thing back here, can he shove him from here?
I will say you can only put it directly in front of you. You can't put it like here.
Okay.
Like it has to be in a place where you can actually like stab the air.
Right. Okay.
And
fuck.
and actually you did come into the Spirit Guardians and he could not, and Spoot couldn't see you.
You said before that he can claim me. That you said that when we were in the warehouse.
Yeah, I did say that.
He
Yep.
knows where you are.
Yeah, he knew where you were, so it's fine.
He knew we were in that room.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm also with you on that too. I was like, yeah, the last time I brought it up because I was like, technically.
Yeah, no, I made a ruling and I'm going to stand by it.
All right, so, and I know this this pink lady is fighting with us. Like I can read that and not.
I mean, you saw her nod to Spoot, and she seems
Okay.
to be facing down Craig with Spoot and Defect.
All right, I'm gonna try. Yeah, shit, why not? I'm just gonna tear open that portal to the is it Astral Plane or Astral Sea? I forget.
The Astral Sea.
Okay, I'm gonna open that portal to the Astral Sea right there.
All right, there it is.
And then-
Boom.
I'm just gonna like look at Defect or this lady and be like,
So
this might be the only option.
Grig and this woman who's joined our cause are the only two who kind of like look over their shoulder and notice this. And the woman
Yeah.
is very confused.
I'll just say, doors open for Greyclaw.
Cool. And it's not a concentration because it just stays open for a static minute, right?
Yes.
Cool.
And then I will bonus action. Just I'll put Planar Warrior on Greyclaw just in case.
Cool. Just go ahead and track that for me. The number of rounds.
Okay.
Thanks. Cool. Next up are some individuals. This guy comes back around from the corner and points a finger towards Craig. And then points a finger towards Spoot. And Spoot, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. As you hear cacophonous bells ring inside your head.
Gotcha.
Come on, Spoot.
Oh, yeah.
With a natural 20, you just push that noise right out of your turtle ears. Like, no problem, baby.
Sounded
I
like
love
someone,
bells. I
I
love them.
watched those bells right out of your hair.
Yeah,
someone was playing the triangle.
yeah, you're just like, whatever, get out of here. And then kind of frustratedly, he backs away. Next up, Olive.
All right. Bugger, I can't see without stepping into that, can I?
Nope.
Hate
feel
that
lucky?
metal.
I mean, you can see Craig, and he is definitely wielding a dagger and a scimitar.
Yep, I can't see the dude in the plate mail, though.
Nope.
Not without...
Come on in. It's fun.
I wish like you could just bare minimum like pull around the corner, be like
Peek around
bam.
the corner, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on in. It's fine.
Come on in. The
You
oil's
can move
great.
through it.
The oil's great, huh? What's my
It
dex?
just knocks you down. It doesn't do
My
damage.
dex is not great.
It's just a little grease.
It just
It's
embarrasses you.
fine.
That's all it does until someone
It's
lights it on
fine.
fire.
Or you could just
And,
make
you know-
a super dramatic entrance and like power slide across it and cast your spell.
There you go.
Scoot in.
Cool. I
Dex
need you
save?
to make a dex saving throw, please. Yes.
Yep, I figured.
Oh, you made it.
Yeah,
I'm
you
feeling
made
feeling
it.
dexterous.
Yeah, you just make it.
Planted your feet.
Cool.
She did exactly what Aydis did to save himself.
Yep. Yeah,
Cool.
you kind of just like slide in, like, hey. All right, you are
Bang
in.
into
You
the
are
side of the
in.
table.
So what do you?
That's on Greyclaw in the plate metal, in the plate armor.
Okay. Great. So
There's
yeah.
no DC for this, right? It's just
Nope.
like if you have metal on.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's one of the most ridiculous spells in the game, but you know, whatever.
it's fabulous.
Fun
An
fact,
ode to
Jared
metal.
hates it, but Jared was the first to use it. So
Oh no,
go
I
for it.
totally admit that I hate it beyond all things, but you know,
Well, you hate it when you're a DM, but you love it
as a
when
player,
your
yeah.
fellow
Yep,
party
like you
member uses
do.
it.
Oh, yeah.
When there's something broken.
Absolutely.
First
He
heat
takes-
metal blood has been shed.
Yep.
Yep.
He takes the fire damage no matter what, and he can't drop the plate mail that fast,
Yep.
so he has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Yep. As long as
Oh
the
wait,
spell goes.
so if Defect shoves him, he has disadvantage on a contested against an advantaged Defect.
I
Yeah.
hope that you.
I hope Defect is smart enough to shove him towards me.
I gotta say, I hope you portrayed that to
Greg
defect.
goes first.
All right.
It's fine.
So
Okay.
next up is the woman who is going to go
wait,
after
I still have
Craig.
movement, don't I?
Yeah.
Merp.
All right. I just need to.
Okay.
I just need to. I expected slightly something more dramatic, but okay.
I'm
Oh no.
Just
gonna
hide
hop
to
up on the
maintain
table.
that concentration. Just
You have
stay.
Cool. All right. Cool. So now the woman who has switched sides lays into Craig with her long sword, successfully
girl.
hitting him. Wow, hitting him both times,
Huh.
and you see the like burly half orc form of Craig fall to the ground.
Woof.
Delightful. As a player.
And then like she turns and sees Oligar there, and like her face like changes into one of abject terror and fear.
We got this, girl. Don't run now.
Okay, Grig, you are prone on the ground and covered in grease.
Cool. Slimy. Greg is just gonna hop up on the table, like to get out of the grease.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Sounds good.
Come on, Greg.
20.
Oh yeah.
All right, yeah, you are able to stand up and get out of the grease.
Cool. Going to holler, "Hey, push him in for science!" to Defect. And my action is going to be to firebolt the cleric. Ooh, net
Oh,
one.
no.
Okay.
At least there's no party members in that line of sight.
Yeah, your firebolt releases too soon, and you take 4 points of fire damage
Sweet.
from the backfire, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
At least they're not
14.
still in the grease.
14 succeeds. So you
Cool.
still have your.
I can also, I might drop it
What were you
because everybody's
concentrating
dead.
on?
Fairy
Fairy
fire.
fire.
Fairy fire, right.
Everybody's dead. I can just drop it.
You're gonna
Actually,
drop
it doesn't.
It doesn't move, and it doesn't change if someone
Yeah,
comes in.
it's a
for the square, right?
one-time thing
it?
unless
Yeah,
someone.
it's a one-time
fails.
casting.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like I
everyone
can
hit.
apply it to everyone else because everyone's dead.
You're gonna drop it then?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Good to know.
everyone had applied to died.
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't actually hit all and guarded it.
All right.
Yeah, and Bodo somewhere in the back. And then my little cannon is gonna pew 7 temporary hit points if you have less than that. Which I think is just me now that I've been hit.
Cool. All right. Next up, we have Bodo. Bodo needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Oh my god, Bodo fails the saving throw. Go ahead, roll damage. Spook.
Go turtles! Go turtles!
Oh, right. Sorry, that's me. I was calculating temporary hit points.
Yeah, they don't stack up, these temporary hit points, remember.
Right, I had forgotten to subtract temporary, so I just had to do a quick math of like,
Got it.
give me those temporary back, and
Got
then
it.
I didn't have any, and then I got 7 back.
Cool. So go ahead, give me that radiant damage. 13.
There you go.
Ooh. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, boy.
Let's see. Oh yeah, he's good. All right.
No, he's not. He's close to death.
He's a wizard with the hit points of a barbarian. We're in trouble.
Wah wah.
All right. So cool. So something kind of fun happens.
Kind of fun. Whoa!
What?
Black tentacles.
I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Nice. That is fun.
Yeah, black tentacles sprout up in the room here, filling this 20 by 20 foot area. So the ground is difficult terrain, and all these tentacles are like grasping up at y'all. I just need to see something.
Random?
So, all right. So yeah. So this turns out, however, the grease disappears, and then Bodo ducks out.
This bitch is trying to start a hentai porn.
Yeah.
Or was it tentacle porn?
Yeah. All right.
When you said black tentacles, I like choked.
Yeah. Black tentacles. All
Swallow,
writhing.
then inhale.
I should know this. I mean,
So, a familiar-looking figure pops out from around the wall here, no longer covered in fairy fire, as that spell was dropped. The druid looks towards Defect, and
Oh, I forgot that one was still
and
alive.
Defect's axe begins to glow red hot.
oh, this bitch.
Defect con save. The 14.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's not forced to drop it. He does take the damage, however. He takes 7 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And then he disappears from view once again. And that brings us to Defect's turn.
Defect is going to grip that axe and attack Oligar.
Mm-hmm.
Shove.
Normal. He's got 2 attacks, and shove can be the second attack, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
If I read it
Yeah.
correctly. I was just researching this, so I missed a
Yeah,
minute.
you can sacrifice one of your attack actions. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Attack first. Nat
Oh
20.
fuck yeah!
Yeah, that'll hit.
Oh!
I'm so glad he didn't drop that X.
Yep. So there's 17 damage for him.
Yep.
And then gonna do like a really dramatic kick.
Sure.
As Riggs said, but a shove basically.
We are these idiots, he yells.
Yeah. So it is
Those
a
idiots.
it is a contested athletics check.
But Defect has advantage and Oligar has
Oligar has
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yep. And strength is 21 right now.
Yep. So go
So she
ahead.
still
That
has
is
the-
reflected. So it's a 20.
All right. Oh, you are lucky it was a disadvantage because he rolled a 23.
Ooh.
But it was a
And?
disadvantage, so he rolled a 14.
Yes.
So here's what happens. Oligar is shoved back. Aydis, I need you to make a strength saving throw
Oh, damn it.
because he's getting pushed into you.
Well,
So
science
I'm going to
worked
say it is a... I mean, he's a big dude, so I'm going to say it's a DC 15
You said strength saving?
strength saving throw.
All
All right. So, Aydis, you are pushed down, prone on the ground. And you're knocked over. But Oligar is now here and now and apparently moving through the back of the portal has no effect. But now he sees this crazy open portal directly next to him.
Now you push him, Aydis.
But he goes before me.
And you're prone.
Man.
And Spoot will Defect will complete the turn and just move forward. Close the gap.
Okay, great.
Is there a pull action?
No, there's not.
There really should be, though.
There's spells that you can do that with.
actually-
but-
Thorn Whip. It's called Thorn
Hold
Whip.
on. I need Defect
Yeah.
to make a
Oh, the tentacles.
dexterity saving throw.
Is this advantage? Either way, it's a 14 is the highest.
So Defect takes 11 bludgeon damage, reduced to 5 from the tentacles.
Okay.
And actually, technically, Defect cannot move. He is already restrained by the tentacles. In that area.
Okay. I missed that. Sorry, I was reading.
I thought you
Right.
said it was.
Difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So if a creature starts its turn in the area, oh wait, hold on, the creature must succeed. Yeah. So you failed to save and became restrained. Is how this worked. So he
It
couldn't
would be
have
difficult
moved.
terrain if we entered it, but
I mean, it's difficult terrain to move through it either way. But the tentacles have like grasped around Defect.
Right.
So technically, all of that stuff would have been a disadvantage, but it's already happened, so I'm just going to let it slide.
Okay. Sorry.
No problem. It was my fault for not. I drop stuff all the ways, so it's all good. All right, Spoot. Spoot. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. Oh, nice. Natural 20, no problem.
I'm so scared what this means. I've never rolled this many good rolls in a row before, and I'm so scared that means I'm going to die.
No, it's because you took a moral
At least it
chance.
won't be my
tentacles,
tentacle.
the tentacles cannot grab onto you for some reason. You're just like lifting your legs and avoiding them. You're like, hey, 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 hey. But you are not being taken down by them.
I've done this
like
dance
swamp plants.
before. I've done
I
this
want to
dance
see this,
before.
the turtle tentacle dance.
Come down to the swamps and I'll show you.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of this now. Going dead last is so interesting because you have so much time to form a plan and then you just watch it slowly unravel before
Yeah,
you
so-
can do anything.
So what are you going to do, Spoot?
I don't know. I got the feeling that moving into this thing is not a good idea, yeah?
I mean, it's difficult terrain with all the tentacles around, but you are not currently restrained, so you can move through it.
This might be metagaming, honestly. If it is, tell me. mechanically speaking, though, is this like I pass the save so I can move, or am I going to have to continually get checked on?
For this turn, you can move through the area.
Half speed.
Yeah, it's difficult terrain, so it's half speed, but otherwise.
I'm so scared. All right, let's try this.
Wait, won't that take the Spirit Guardians off of Oligar?
I see
I
him
don't-
checking the range.
I don't think so. In DM rule on this, if I was to stand in this corner, which is the 15 feet that I can move,
Mm-hmm.
a
We'll have
straight
to see.
line is here. So
You'll have to see when you.
let's move then. Let's see if I can get both me and the turtles to go. Come on,
Yeah.
boys.
If you do a big square select, you should be able to get them both.
I'm gonna try that again.
Like a click and drag kind of deal.
Whoa.
Not
That
quite.
is not where I expected to be.
I think that
Cool.
he's on like the cusp of it.
He is technically still in it.
Okay, and then bonus action, healing word on myself.
Okay, go for it. All right, next up, Oligar.
Wait, was that your action?
Oh no, you haven't taken your action. You just bonus healed.
Technically, I didn't take an action.
Yeah.
You're right.
So, what do you want your action to be?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I probably should have hit Oligar before I left in hindsight, but oh well.
His
Still
Sacred
Sacred
Flame, he has
Flame.
disadvantage.
You're so right. I was already thinking Sacred Flame, and thank you for
He's-
reminding me.
He's also already real warm.
Yeah.
It appears I
Uh,
don't.
Sacred Flame isn't hot.
No, it's
It's
not.
just radiant.
You just feel very blessed.
Or
So
Kurt.
blessed it burns.
Yeah.
I obviously don't see anyone else, so I'm gonna Sacred Flame. Sacred Flame and Oligar.
All right, go for it. All right, he makes a dexterity saving throw
At disadvantage.
and rolls a 14 at disadvantage. So he is hit by radiant energy,
Correct.
which splashes off to one side of him, and he doesn't even turn in your direction. His eyes are now staring down at the prone form of Aydis.
Yeah,
Sorry, I tried.
that's fine.
Uh,
If I survive,
and and you, as you watch him, Aydis, you're staring up at him, and the various wounds that you have inflicted on him, you see some of them start to close up.
this bitch. I know what he is.
And he sneers at you. You could have joined the winning side. And brings down his glaive on you. The disadvantage is cancelled out by your prone, but still rolls double nines and misses you somehow.
He's cocky.
However, the 26 will definitely hit you.
My AC is actually 32.
You take 10 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Oh wait, I have temp HP.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
you,
you so
Chomper.
much.
Yeah. Oh, actually, he needs to make a wisdom save too, and
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Correct. Thank you.
fails that. So go ahead, roll some radiant damage to him.
All right.
All right, cool, great. Yeah. So Aydis, it is now your turn. As this glaive just like laid into you and tacked you. Yeah, he's right up on your grill.
So I do have a question.
Yeah.
As part of the attack action, since you can shove, can you do 2 shoves or is it just 1 shove?
Because it replaces one attack, I will say you could do 2 shoves.
All right, let's try it. I'm gonna try to shove, or I stand up first.
All right, yeah. Probably a good idea.
I kick his ankles.
Yeah, just kick him in the groin and then.
If he's 7 feet tall, his groin is quite a bit higher than the prone Aydis.
Right.
True, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm tall,
And prone.
relatively. All right, so contested athletics.
Yep.
Please give me good disadvantage. First one's a
Ooh.
22.
With a 22, you surprise him and
Yes.
push him back 5 feet. And you see him as he goes 5 feet back through the portal.
Science.
And so he leaves the view of the battlefield, but you see him pushed back, and he's now floating back in this void, this astral sea that you've never really been into. And he's looking around very confused and angrily and stares at you as he's floating there, drifting slowly about 5 feet away from the doorway.
I
Now
don't know
my
if this is how this works, but I'm gonna shoot him with an arrow and see if like that propels more because it's weightless.
Also, doesn't
Can't
it
you go
close?
for it?
Hasn't it?
can't you just
No,
close the door?
I can't close it. It's
No, it is
static
open
one
for a
minute.
It just
minute.
stays. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Oh.
if I can like push him further, hopefully he can't like Peter Pan. I can fly. I can fly. So I did planar warrior him, so this is gonna be the force damage.
Mm-hmm.
I wish force damage actually worked as pushing. That'd be great.
I was gonna say force is what we want.
Sounds like it's
27,
27 will hit.
18
All right.
points of damage, force damage.
Yeah. Cool.
Does that look like it like accelerates his floating?
I mean, not significantly, no.
Oh, okay. I tried.
Yeah, like it's weird. Like he was floating back, and then it seemed like he kind of like the movement gave out or whatever. So he's just kind of floating there.
So
yeah.
I'm just gonna bonus action planar warrior him again,
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
and I'm going to step back.
Yeah. All right.
Damn it! You stepped out of my range.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So
I
this
could touch
individual.
you to cure your wounds.
Oh no, I'm fine. Thank you.
uh,
I was like, are you gonna hit me again?
No.
looks over.
If I
Nice,
can
nice.
touch you, I can cure wounds on you.
Yeah, right. Ice knife.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Right next to you, Spoot, you see a flying axe.
Oh, this bitch.
I should have known it was coming.
Yeah. You see it floating there, and it makes an attack against you.
Someone help. Dude.
However, an 8 misses you.
Okay, good.
Rolled so bad on that. And then I need another wisdom saving throw from you. With a 19, the bells do not bother Spoot. And he fucks off behind a corner again.
I'm on a path of destruction. Probably self-destruction.
We'll see.
You're the only one that can revivify, and we don't have a diamond anymore. So like,
Yeah.
careful.
Well, I gotta get rid of Bodo, otherwise that squid's gonna stick around, I imagine.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh shit! I should have yelled to Greg.
Everyone's playing hide and seek in here.
Yeah.
Just stick Greg to stand near me and just keep sniping Greyclaw through the portal.
All right. Olive, that brings us to
Yeah.
you.
I need to use a different cursor. Cool. Boop. Here I am.
Yeah.
I can't see anyone to throw anything at.
You
cool.
look through a
That's right.
portal, and you can see the form
Oh, yeah.
of Oligar kind of floating through this portal over here.
Oh yeah, he's my bonus action is that he's still taking that fire damage.
All right, go ahead, roll the fire damage.
Cute 8.
Might be a good idea to kill him before he has a chance to get out of there.
Well, I mean, or it closes. If we can
Yeah.
kill everybody else.
A minute is a long time.
A minute is a really long time.
In combat. But that my hope is if we keep sniping him through the portal, he's like relatively helpless. My version of hold person.
We'll have to see. What's your action, Olive?
I can kind of see somebody up in the corner here. I can't really hit them though. Never
Hit
mind.
Oligar in the portal.
I just did.
You can hit him.
Tidal
again.
wave, yes, tidal wave into the portal.
I'm fairly certain that will be ineffective in the astral sea.
It could push him back further.
You have no idea how your spells will affect in whatever plane he is in now.
For science.
For
Yes.
science.
Build out the
You don't have to do it if you don't want to.
I
I'm just
mean,
being
he's essentially, just so you know, like in this square, just
Wait, sorry, I'm
in another plane of existence.
in another dimension, and burning.
He's warm. Yeah.
He's warm. Can I medicine check Aydis that I just watched get whopped with the thing?
Yeah. Aydis is hurt, but he's okay.
I'm pretty good.
Okay.
I would say maybe Defect or Spook.
Can I see? What the fuck is that thing on Defect? Is that the grappled symbol?
He is restrained currently.
Is
It's
the
a net.
restrained?
Yeah.
It's an app, but
Okay.
it does kind of look like it could be a squid now that I look at it.
Yeah.
I thought
is-
jellyfish, but
He
yeah.
is restrained.
Oh, jellyfish, yeah.
He's restrained, but I can't see who's restraining him other than obviously the thing.
The thing.
Yeah, I see the thing.
Mhm.
Yep, giant squid. Or giant tentacles with no apparent source.
Yep.
How does aside from being wrapped in tentacles, how does he look?
Make another
does
medicine
Defect look?
check.
All right, we're gonna keep making medicine checks.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. He's wrapped in tentacles. He's far away. There's a portal kind of in the way.
Right.
What are you gonna do?
Oh crap! I can't. I've used my bonus action, so actually I can't do anything for him from here.
Yep. You got an action left. You got anything?
Just hit Oligar.
Hit him.
Infest Oligar. Infest him.
Okay. It has no effect.
This bitch.
Wouldn't that
Even
be
with
interesting? If it
disadvantage?
made-
It's definitely a disadvantage.
Oh, that's right. It is a disadvantage.
It's definitely a disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay. Then yes. He takes some damage from it.
And
Does it move him?
also moves him.
Yeah. Roll for directional movement.
Hopefully not back through the portal. I swear to fucking God.
Well, he has to be able to move too. I always understood it as like infestate. You like flee in a direction because the bugs are eating you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is unfortunately east.
All right. So in spinning around, Oligar is plopped back out,
Fuck.
and he looks annoyed.
What a gamble.
Fuck.
We're
Wrong
okay. We're
button.
okay. It's all good.
Come on, pink lady, push him back.
Well, now it is her turn. She's going to make a dex saving throw. And
Right, because she's in tentacle land.
yeah, and she fails and becomes restrained.
Useless.
She is very afraid. She is going to use her action to attempt to break out of it.
Reasonable.
Which she doesn't. She's gonna try to like just, and she just tries to pull her legs out of it and just can't get out. She's stuck there. That brings us to Greg. I
Cool,
need you to make a dexterity saving throw. And
Yep.
And Chomper as well, actually,
Okay.
who is still prone.
That's an 8.
Okay, you are restrained and you cannot move. And oops, not that one. You take
And then Chomper's restrained too.
yeah. You both take. Where the hell did it go? There it is. You both take 16 points of bludgeoning damage. The woman also took damage, and she's looking pretty rough after being restrained. How much hit points? So Chomper just took 16. So I believe Chomper's at 9 health now.
Yes. That sounds about right.
All right. So yeah, what would you like to do, Greg?
Well, bonus action, Chomper's gonna pew pew while he's there.
Mm-hmm.
8 temporary hit points to my pals within 10 feet of Chomper,
All right. Very cool.
which includes the lady.
Yep. Yeah, those hit points helped her out a lot.
Am I in range?
No.
You
I
are
think
not.
I'm in-
You're too far. 5, 10. Olive is out. Aydis is in. Oh, no, you are, because it's just below me. Yeah, you're in 10
Yeah,
feet.
Olive would be in range.
And Defect, unfortunately, is just out. And oh, well, fuck it. Greg is gonna cast Heat Metal as well on Oligar.
Okay.
It's really hot.
Yes.
What about his weapon?
All right. He takes 8 points of damage.
Well, he can drop the weapon. He can't drop his armor.
He's wearing plate mail.
That has to be some like hot ass armor right
All
now.
right. That is Greg's turn.
Any reaction?
He growls and looks annoyed. Like, I mean, the
Okay,
spell
cool.
works. Like, it just works. Because it's stupid that way.
Heh.
Yeah, I just whether it's half damage or full, right? Or no, the con save is only
No.
about
No,
dropping.
there's no saving throw for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
It's just a dropping thing.
He can't drop plate mail.
Yeah. And
And you cannot move, so.
I cannot move. So yeah.
All right. Defect. I need you to make a, or sorry, not Defect. Spoot. I need you to roll your spiritual weapon or your spiritual guardian damage. For Bodo, who succeeded on his saving throw, so he takes half damage.
Okay.
So he takes 7 points.
Hopefully has a terrible con saving throw.
We'll find
He's
out.
a force to be reckoned with for sure.
He succeeds on his saving throw.
God damn it.
So yeah, Spoot, you see him as he enters the area that you're affected by. And he's like, "Ah! What are you doing there?"
Peekaboo.
Ah!
I don't like this. And so he is going to cast...
Fireball.
No. You see him cast 3 magical darts
Oh no.
shoot out from his hand and just buff it into you. I need you. First of all, you take 2 points of force damage, and I need a con saving throw. DC 10. Oof. On the first dart, the spirit guardians disappear.
Dang it. Oh well. We held out while we could.
And then you take a total of 6 more points of damage from the other 2 darts that blast into you.
Okay. Thankfully, I had a little bit of 10 hit points left.
Yeah. He then moves away from you.
May I attack him?
With what?
With my claws.
Yes, you may attack him with your claws.
I'm really glad you asked. I'm probably going to miss, but here we go. I did. I don't. No,
Well,
that was just
that's
damage.
just the
wasn't it?
damage. So roll the attack. Wow, a
Hey.
22. That will hit him.
Only used it maybe once this entire career.
Which forces another con save. But he rolls a natural 20.
Damn it.
Sorry, the satisfaction of you asking with what, the answering clause, and being able to hit him is enough. I can die
Yeah.
happy now.
The druid comes back from around the corner here. And Defect's axe heats up again for 11 points of fire damage.
Okey-dokes.
Um,
And a con save. Nat 1.
what are you con saving?
Oh, right. It's not a recast, so it doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I forgot. I just remembered. I knew what spell it was.
Also, that was heat metal on Defect, so not on Greg. Defect
Yeah, I
doesn't
just rolled it.
concentrate on anything.
No, but I just rolled it because of the dropping. But it's not like they recasted it. It's the bonus action.
Oh,
part.
yeah,
They don't
yeah.
have to roll every time.
It's the bonus action.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're all good.
Okay, cool.
Cool. However, he does look over at the portal in the air there.
Who does?
This druid that's over here. And he notices that Oligar's metal armor is glowing red.
Wait. Can he see the portal?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Well,
Portal's on edge to him, isn't it?
he actually can't see the portal. That's true, but he sees that Oligar's armor is glowing red.
Okay.
And remind me what level spell heat metal is on.
3.
It's on 3 from you and 2 from me.
Okay, so... Oh, you have the same spell on him. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, the highest level spell fades, and you feel your connection break on the spell, Olive.
So I'm no longer concentrating.
That is correct.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Never mind.
And then the druid moves back behind the wall. And that brings us to Defect, who is currently restrained.
Well, Defect is going to try not to be.
Yeah, he can use his action to attempt to break the grapple.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing right now. Advantage, so it's a 21. Or no, is it a save or a check?
It is a check, not a save.
Okay, so I clicked the wrong thing. But then he does have advantage because he's raging. 22.
Okay, yeah. So he successfully uses his action to break the restrained condition on him.
Cool. And then he's just gonna move over to Oligar.
All right.
Hey.
Cool. All right. Great. Spoot, it is your turn.
Oh boy. Okay. Spoot's gonna peek around the corner.
You see a set of stairs.
Uh-huh. Gotcha. He didn't get far. I guess that was thanks to my spirit guardian hobbling him at first 5 feet.
What are you gonna do, Spoot?
10. Oh, that's not who I expected to see.
Yeah, around the corner, you see another one of those guys in the fancy red garbs and leather masks.
How many of you are there? I suppose now I will have to withdraw if I were to move backwards, correct?
Yeah.
Now that I've entered a threatened square?
I mean, you can try to move back. Like, the wall is definitely providing you some amount of cover.
Okay, I'll take my chances then. I'll just go back where I went.
All right, yeah, he totally, like,
Alright.
lunges out at you with a dagger.
Okay, I'll stay here until we get the results.
But misses you.
Okay, here we go, moving back. I will announce to the party that we're surrounded, and then I will throw Sacred Flame at Oligar.
All right, go for it. That's a dex save
Oops. Sorry,
or a wisdom save?
should be Dex, 16.
He succeeds, even at disadvantage.
Ooh.
Succeeds by 1. 17.
That's it for me. I don't want to willingly walk into the tentacles.
Yeah. All right. Oligar looks at the group in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't like what he sees. He's angry. Y'all have made him upset.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I respect that.
So I need to look at something here.
Whoa.
I don't think that's the right thing. Let me find out. Oh, it is the right thing.
And he cast Bermuda Triangle.
Oh no.
Now we'll never get home.
He does let loose. No, he wouldn't do that. It's not advantageous at his current position. He's just gonna get angry. And he slices towards Aydis with his glaive.
He's still at disadvantage.
Yep. That is a 15
Ah, that hits.
for 14 points of damage.
Ouch.
And then he swings around on the backswing to hit Greg.
Oh, well,
Wait, he
he's
can
a
hit
blade.
Greg? Oh,
Can
right,
hit
that's a breach
Greg?
weapon.
Glaive.
Yeah, he's got a 10-foot glaive.
That's more than 10 feet.
That's a 17 to hit you, Greg.
It hits.
Shield?
I will do shield though.
Okay, yeah, so you shield, pa-ching, just
No,
saving
thank you.
yourself.
Greg is technically on a table.
He's 7 feet tall.
That's true. He is Goliath. You're right.
Yeah, it's just one of
I
those
thought
times
that
where
would
squares,
shut you up, Spoot.
like
He's like
15.
a straight shot, isn't he? He's like, I
Yeah.
squares. Hexagon is the bestagon.
know.
Okay, yeah. So, and he just does that. You do notice, again, Aydis, that some of the wounds over his body have healed up. And
Shoot him
Aydis,
again.
it is your turn.
Yeah, how much time is left on that portal, yo?
Alright. I don't know if this does anything. I'm just gonna run at him and try to push him again.
Okay.
Does that add anything or no?
It doesn't really add anything to it, because you're only running 5 feet.
Okay. Alright. First athletics check. Please, to the love of God.
Oh, no.
Nope.
He rolls
Second.
he rolls an 18.
Second try. Nope.
Believe it or not, at disadvantage, he rolled a 7.
Oh,
So, once again, he is pushed into the portal.
How much time's left on that portal?
I have
Like 30 seconds, probably.
Like eight
7
more
more
rounds.
rounds.
Yeah.
Well, after the end of this turn, 8.
Yeah.
Or 7. Defect! Come stand in front of me, please.
All right. Are you going to stay there? Are you doing anything else, Aydis?
I'll back up again. Or wait, no, I'll stay right there.
Okay. Cool. Next thing that happens, this guy appears at the corner. His axe attacks Spoot. That's a 21 to hit you, Spoot.
Yep.
You take 9 points of force damage. And he can't see anybody. So he reaches out, and I need Greg to make a wisdom saving throw.
Save. 7.
Greg, you hear these horrible tolling bells in your ears, and it ruptures, and blood starts to come out of the sides, dribbling. You take 8 points of necrotic damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Why?
Because you're concentrating on heat metal.
Oh, I forgot about that. 11.
But you succeed. And he then uses his last 5 feet to go back over here.
Yep.
Or, well, hold on.
I forgot how spells work.
Oh, that's a fast sign of gun. He's just running back and forth.
He's able to get behind the corner. He had 10 feet of movement left. Olive, it is your turn.
Cool. Well, I'm not going to do anything stupid like bump that guy around anymore.
Do you have any other cantrips?
Yeah, I've got a thorn whip, but that does also the wrong kind of movement.
What are you going to do,
Maybe.
Olive?
Oh, you can thorn whip this cleric closer. Maybe.
I can.
Join the tentacle party.
Only if I...
Let's not join
Fun
the
over
tentacle
here.
party.
Come on in.
This lets me step past him. That means I can now see said cleric.
Sort of, yeah. Like he would have advantage on, or he would have a bonus to his armor class on any attacks, but you can see him to like make a saving throw spell.
Well, it's the only one I can see aside from our friend in the portal.
Yeah, who is just floating like, right here in the same square as Defect.
Right. What do I have? We got a whole lot of not much. What does that do? Oh, that's another attack though. That's another thing.
But
nothing useful against that cleric. All right, we're gonna It's a cantrip. I'll attempt to thorn whip my friend the cleric over there.
Okay, what's the range on it? 30 feet?
30 feet.
Okay, yeah, with a 26, you definitely get him and deal 5 points of damage to him.
And he moves 10 feet closer to me.
Yeah, he gets kind of dragged around the corner. Oops. Yeah. He gets dragged around the corner and ends up right there.
Yeah.
All right. Staying there, Olive?
Oh, fuck no. Mur?
Cool. As you leave the threatened space, because his axe can still reach you through the portal.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a portal. It's not like a one-way trip.
Right, but he's floating.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he lashes out, but it's only an 11 to hit you. So.
Great. That does not. I'm still at 12. So.
All right. Cool. So yeah, you are.
Does anyone look? No, anyone. Aydis, how are you feeling?
I'm fine.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we
I'm at,
have
like,
our
almost half.
our traitorous Red Crow, who has to take the damage from the tentacles. So she takes damage. Those temporary hit points are helping her a lot. And she's going to attempt to break out. Nope, she's still stuck. All right, that brings us to Greg. I need you to make a dex save, please, Greg.
There we go. Nat 20.
Well, you're at disadvantage because you're restrained.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
21.
21.
So 21, yeah.
You just don't get to do anything fancy.
Yeah, that will work. You're able to break out.
Slither my way out.
Yeah, so you break your way out, and that's
Awesome.
and
Just gonna slip right over there.
one moment, please. I keep
Okey-dokes.
dropping the spell. Okay, so you do still take 8 points of damage from the tentacles.
Okay.
Because you began your turn restrained in the area.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It wasn't a dex save. I lied to you about that.
Okay.
So you
She
haven't
rolled a really good one.
you haven't quite escaped yet. So make the con save on heat metal. DC 10.
Right.
Yep, no problem. Cool. And now
Okay.
you can use your action to make either a strength or dexterity check.
Okay. I will do a dex check.
Go for it. All right. Yep, you break free of the restrained
Okay, great.
condition, and you are free to move away. Cool.
Great. I will just step back over here. Does this give me a view of our dear friend, the Baron, Oligar Greyclaw?
Sure. You can see him.
Okay.
BT Dubs Chomper also took that 8 damage, so
Right.
so Chomper's at 1 HP at the moment.
Yes.
Jesus.
Chomper is. Okay. We're gonna. Bonus action is gonna be Protector this time. Plus 6 temp HP to everyone who is in range, which is everyone but Spoot.
Great.
How much is it?
And I'm going to
6.
Firebolt. Yes,
Yeah.
6.
Go for it.
To Oligar 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And I'm going to do that plus my D8 plus my Fury of the Small.
Yes.
Plus another 6.
All right. So that's a total of 22.
6 plus 3 is 9 plus 13, yes.
All right. Yeah, you firebolt him. He's looking annoyed.
Great. And that is Greg's turn.
All right. Next up. What's he gonna do here? Something happens that you don't know about.
I don't like
That's
that.
about right. That's always our favorite.
Yeah, so the something happening is never a good something. It's
Yeah,
never like the
never.
ice cream truck arrives.
All right. All right.
I'll take a drumstick.
Next up, the druid pops out from around the corner again, and Defect takes 9 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And he has no idea where his boss is. So he is going to...
Whoops.
What's up?
I have to remember what that number was because I hit minus and 9. I missed the 9, hit enter.
Oh.
He was at what, 26?
So he instead is going to look over. No, he's going to run over. 15, 20. Over to here. Reach out, touch his friend here.
Did he get consent first?
Possibly.
I mean, he didn't ask consent for the tentacles.
Well, he didn't cast the tentacles.
Oh, right, that was the other guy.
And then he kind of moves back to hide behind the fireplace. So Defect, it is now your turn.
And I just moved my thing, and I'm sorry.
So we're up to Defect.
Right, I'm Defect. Well, Defect is gonna move through, having seen that it doesn't do anything. He's not in range of our beloved axe, is he?
I mean,
is the
he
range?
is floating like right on the other side of the portal. He's right here.
So he's still within melee. Okay.
Yeah.
Then Defect is gonna do what Defect does best, twice in a row, while raging. 18.
Does
Yep.
a hot axe do extra damage?
Nope.
And
though,
a
right?
27.
Yeah, both those hit.
Great. So there's another 21 damage.
Very nice. Yeah.
And Defect is going to stand there.
All right, cool.
Meat shield.
Spoot. It is your turn.
This is tough. Can Spoot medicine check? I'm gonna cast a net wide. Can I medicine check the 2 cronies in this general corner here
Yeah, sure, go for it.
to see if they're
With a 16, like it looked like this guy was hurt, but then the other guy touched him, and it looks like he healed him.
the red guy?
Yeah, the red guy looks like he was just healed by this guy.
I'm not seeing your blips, but I got you though. The druid healed him. Okay.
because I was on the
is
wrong layer. The red guy looks like he was just healed by this guy.
Healed by the druid. So he's looking okay then, huh?
Yeah, he looks pretty good now.
What is this?
It appears to be a door.
Is it open?
It is closed.
Okay, that's what I thought.
If it looks like a door and you can't see through it, it's probably closed.
Okay, just making sure. Just making sure.
I'm just amused by the it appears to be a door. It might not be a door.
It appears to be.
I
a
mean-
door.
I mean,
You could
everything
go
could be a mimic.
investigate it. Like, mimics look like whatever. Not that you would know that, but...
No.
But
I
door
don't
seems
know.
like an unpopular choice.
God, that's just what we need right now is a mimic.
Mhm.
Spoot, what are you doing? What you got? What you got?
I'm going to take advantage of this guy being in front of me, I guess, and I'm going to... I'm going to close the gap on him,
Okay.
and I'm going to attack.
Yeah, go for it. With your claws.
These claws are more effective than.
And 18 will hit.
Well, okay, maybe not.
They don't do a lot of damage.
All right, cool.
They are a natural weapon after all.
Anything else,
And
Spoot?
I don't think so. I don't know what I'm doing.
I feel like your sacred flame would be a lot better.
All right.
Right, but I do have a reason for this. It may be stupid, but we'll see what happens.
All right, so Spoot, you're done?
Yeah.
All right, next up, floating in the realm astral here. You see Oligar kind of grin.
Oh, that's never a good sign.
The fuck is that?
It's the Bermuda Triangle.
And from right on the other side, he's just going, he focuses his hands out, and you see them shimmer, and he brings them together and blows over them.
It's just a
And
wizard.
I need Defect, Aydis, Grig. Well, Chopper is blasted away by this.
Yeah.
To make a dexterity. I'm sorry, to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. Yeah, I don't like that.
That's
As
defect.
a giant cone of cold blasts over you.
What?
Yeah.
Girl.
Okay.
Cone of cold.
Defect is 12. Greg is 20.
Defect fails the saving throw.
Okay.
Defect takes 35 points of cold damage.
Cool, cool,
Ouch.
cool. Defect is unconscious.
All right.
Reading his sheet to be sure there's nothing I'm missing about that.
I don't believe there is, because he is not
Cool.
a half-orc.
Right?
So Defect takes the brunt of this surprising attack and falls down unconscious. Greg and Aydis, you both succeeded. And you take 17 points of cold damage.
Okay. Means that's a 0, and this is a 1. I'm still up.
Cool. Make a Constitution saving throw, please, Greg.
Yes. 11.
That is enough, actually.
All right. Okay.
He didn't. 3 more points than it would have. Well, 3 more points than it would have succeeded, actually. Anyway, good job on that. Aydis, are you still up?
Yes.
Great. Good job. So yeah, this cone of cold just blasts through the entire area. Unfortunately, Chomper is gone.
Yep.
The 3 of you just took this brunt. And Oligar kind of floats there, just grinning, gripping his glaive once again.
Does it look like he can move closer if he wanted to?
Yeah, like it looks. I mean, Defect is a big like thing on the ground that's kind of obstructing him right now. But it looks like he could easily step through the portal.
Okay.
And that brings us to Aydis.
Could I, like... the way he's floating, can I push him back further?
You can try.
That makes me nervous.
I will say you can't stand over Defect's body, so you would have to like
Okay.
jump over Defect and hope that you would hit him and push him.
And not go
Yeah.
through the portal yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna shoot him.
Okay, go for it.
However, I already bonus actioned Planar Warriored him.
Yeah, you did.
So, first attack. 17.
17 does not hit.
Right. Okay, that's unfortunate.
It bounces off of the plate mail. Ching.
Second attack. 14.
Also, pating, bounces off, and the arrows kind of float away after they ricochet off the armor. Anything else?
I'm just gonna yell, Olive, get Defect up! And I'm just gonna step around down here for a moment.
Cool. As you leave his threatened area, he swings his glaive through the open portal at you.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that.
That is a 17 to hit.
At disadvantage?
Oh, right. It's a disadvantage
Disadvantage.
because Greg is still standing. So it's a 13 to hit.
Yeah, no, that doesn't hit.
Nice. Good job.
Oh, God.
Woohoo.
Greg, you might want to get out of that, like...
Yeah. Cool. All right. That brings us to our friends with the masks. The spiritual weapon attacks Spoot with a 20 to hit for 9 points of force damage. Then this individual right next to you, Spoot, reaches out at you, but you're able to dodge his attack It looks like he was trying to touch you. And his hands were crackling with some kind of energy. However, Spoot, you see another individual that you knew was there step from around a corner. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please. Oh no,
Whoa.
a natural 1!
Oof.
For a total of 9. Oof, that's rough. So, Spoot, you feel your body seize up, and you are held as if by hold person. Olive, it is your turn.
Olive's gonna stick her hand out and cast some Cure Wounds on Defect there.
All right, cool. Yeah, you'd have to be in this space, but you could easily move into that space and do it.
I can't stick my arm through the door and touch him.
Nope. The way the door is built, you'd have to like be next to it.
Fine.
Well, he already used his reaction to hit me, so you're fine.
Unless he has more than one reaction.
I swear to God, Jared. You hit us with Cone of Cold, you can calm down a little bit.
You don't know if he does or not. I'm just saying it hasn't come up yet.
That's true, but she's not in the threat range. I'm pretty sure she's 10 feet away.
No,
Oh,
I'm
I
not.
got hit. I almost got hit there.
Remember, he's
I
got a
got hit the
pole
last one
arm.
up
He's
the
got a
spot.
10-foot reach.
Oh, he's got a follow. I keep forgetting he's got the 10-foot
Yeah,
reach.
he's
Yeah,
got a big ass
Yeah.
glaive.
it just pokes out of the portal.
Regardless, Defect is taking 13 healing damage.
Yeah, he is. Boom. Defect is no longer unconscious.
Well,
But
guys,
let's
we
go.
need to hold him there for 6 more of my turn.
All right. Woman still in the fucking stuff here is once again going to try to... Well, she takes damage, first of all.
Girl, break out of this.
I mean, she's trying her best. She takes 10 points of damage. Woof. All right. She's going to be missing those temporary hit points now. But she attempts to break out with a athletics check. Still rolls an 8. No dice. She is still restrained. Greg, that brings us to you.
Okay. Greg is in a panic. Greg don't feel so good. Here's
Sorry,
what
Greg, you lost out. You were conscious, so.
Greg is gonna do. Greg is going to... Whatever. Greg is going to use their last spell slot
Mm-hmm.
to basically just bring up the Eldritch Cannon again, this time in Force Ballista mode.
Okay.
And Chomper's gonna pop up and hit her over and shoot at Oligar. Cross your
forget the-
fingers.
Don't forget to heat his metal up.
Yes, because this time it's an action. Oh my god, it hits him.
Yes.
21, it's gotta hit him.
A 21 will hit him.
Okay. And it takes the 10 force damage,
Okay.
and he gets
Okay.
pushed 5 feet away from the cannon.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
And because that is an action on this turn, bonus action, I'm gonna make the metal.
Yep,
fizzle.
go for it. Go for it.
Oh my god, I'm freaking out. I'm not casting it at a level. Hush, I just want damage again.
Yeah,
8.
I'm panicking right now.
All right, he takes another 8 points of damage.
Cool. And I'm just gonna sit there panting.
Yeah, totally. All right.
Maybe scoot an inch just in case he has another Cone of Cold.
Yeah, I guess that would be wise. I know spells, I'll do that. Right, good call. This is all true.
So, A familiar looking halfling appears behind
This bitch.
Spoot. And Spoot, 3 more magical darts shoot out at you. Poo, 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 poo.
Shield.
You take 2, 5, 4, 11 points of force damage.
I'm unconscious.
All right. Greg, you see Spoot while like petrified. You see his eyes roll back in his head. You're pretty sure he is unconscious.
Ah, shit. Spoot's unconscious.
You are not concentrating on something. You are unconscious. And you would be prone on the ground, except you are paralyzed, so you're still held in the air by magic. Cool. Great. The druid pops us over here, and Defect takes some damage from the heat metal. Takes 8 damage from heat metal.
We're rolling a lot of 8s on heat metal.
Right?
True.
It's crazy.
I think it's like been almost every single one.
Woof. And then he like tries to shoot a little ball of fire at Defect. But it backfires on him. And he takes some damage from it.
Excellent.
And then he has to make a Constitution saving throw, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Wow. And the heat metal on Defect's axe drops.
Well, that's good.
Ha
He got too cocky, and he's like, oh shit, and runs away. Which brings us to Defect, who is prone on the ground, but alive with some amount of hit points.
Right? Defect's gonna do what Defect does, get up, and hit Oligar again.
Oligar is
Didn't he drop the rage? Or
Yes.
was too far?
Yeah, Oligar is currently out of his reach, and Defect is no longer raging, just so you know.
Okay.
could try
Yeah,
to
I forgot about he dropped
could try to
unconscious,
help
so he's
the
gonna
lady in the
rage
tentacles.
again.
Okay.
And Defect is going to stand there, and if Oligar comes back in range, going to attack him.
Okay,
He'll hold his action.
great. That brings us to
Unleash.
Spoot. Spoot, I need a death saving throw, please.
I thought there was a fancy dancy roll for that, but I don't
There
see
is. It's in D&D Beyond.
Yeah, if you set your hit points to 0 in D&D Beyond, you'll see death saves, and you can just roll straight from there. 17 is a success. Good job.
Yay.
That brings us to Oligar. Oligar, his glaive reaches through and misses Defect with a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Then another attack is a 25 to hit.
Mm-hmm. That hits.
Or his attacks are disadvantaged because of heat metal.
Yes.
Yeah.
it.
Then it's a 21 to hit.
Still hits.
All right. Defect takes 10 points of slashing damage.
Defect is unconscious again.
All right. Defect is unconscious yet again, so he loses the rage, prone on the ground, unconscious.
Yep.
So roll the heat metal. Oh no, the heat metal's on your turn. Never mind. Ugh. Stuff to remember. And then, yeah, something is happening, but you don't know what it is. Aydis, it is your turn.
Alright. Aydis is going to pop out again.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see through the tentacles?
Yeah, I mean they're just out from the ground and like kind of waving all around in the air.
Okay. Perfect. Planar Warrior on the Cleric.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, that hits. 23, absolutely.
11 damage.
Yeah. Funk, solid arrow.
Second hit. 16.
Yeah, another hit.
Ooh. For another 12 force.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
And then I'm just gonna duck back.
Good. I was gonna say if you don't move, I can't get to defect.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Oh
right.
no, I'm low on HP, so I'm playing the
Mhm.
little sniping game right now.
Mhm.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. The cultist.
Oh wait. Oh wait, no, spiritual weapon's not a concentration.
Nope. But that
I made the
spir-
same mistake,
but
and
that spiritual weapon flies right across the room towards Greg,
Bugger.
Mhm.
and that is a 24 to hit you, Greg.
Definitely hits. Greg is down whatever the damage.
Yeah, you take 7 points of damage. Drop concentration on the heat metal.
God
You
damn
are
it.
prone on the
But
ground.
Chomper's still standing there.
Yep.
As far as I can read.
Being inert, it's just there because you can't direct it when you're unconscious.
Yeah, but I don't have to. At least it like still stays active as far as I could tell. It's like it's
Yep.
so. If I were to come back,
Yep. So then, Dude Bro here looks at the obviously unconscious turtle in front of him
Mm.
and raises a dagger at Spoot.
Ah.
And even at advantage, rolls a 6.
uh,
I want you to know he had advantage. He rolled a 5 and a 6. What
Oh
the
my
what the
God.
hell, dude? Like, come on, be effective.
No?
hindsight,
He doesn't doesn't do a melee thing.
I made a grievous error, but I'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Something happens that you don't see.
I need you to relax.
All right, that brings us to Olive.
Yep. Olive's gonna pop out and touch Defect again.
Yeah, as you enter the room, you notice that Greg is on the ground and Spoot
Yeah.
is just standing there being wailed on by another guy across the room.
Yep, I could see Grig. I touched Defect anyway.
horse cannon. Okay.
Yep. All right. So, Defect gets 7 points of healing goodness and is no longer unconscious but prone on the ground.
Yep.
All right.
Wish I could do something more useful. Oh wait, you know what I can do? I can infest that fucking cleric.
Yeah, you can try that.
Because that's a cantrip.
Yeah.
But cure wounds is a full action. It's not a bonus action.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You are correct. You are correct.
Yep.
I keep switching back and forth between the healing word and the cure wounds, and they are different things.
They very much are.
Yep. Never mind. I'm not infesting anything.
Great. Cool.
I'm ducking back into the doorway.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the woman who switched ranks succumbs to the tentacles, and they envelop her body and drag it down, and just you hear tearing sounds as she screams her last.
Sorry, nice lady.
She was so helpful, and then like the tentacles appeared, and she became completely useless.
She did not
Yep.
roll well on her athletics checks to escape, unfortunately.
She was also
Isn't she
possibly.
Is she using like a strength weapon?
Yeah, she has a longsword, but she's just
Lord.
not as strong as y'all.
Rolls.
She's stronger than average, but not strong as you guys. That brings us to Greg. Greg, I need a death save.
Yep.
Oh no!
No.
Fail.
That's 2 failures.
Yep.
Okay. Next we have Bodo, who comes out, sees that there's no one around his tentacles, kind of smiles, and is just going to drop them. So the tentacles disappear.
Great.
However, he waggles his fingers, and something new appears. You see a cloud of daggers sharp, pointy things appear in the air right here.
That's a terrible place for those to be.
Yeah, they're pretty great, isn't it?
Right there. Are they on the? They're
So-
not in square.
No, they are on a point in between those squares, so all 4 of those squares are susceptible.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, so it is now hanging out there, and Bodo retreats again. The druid pops out and actually has to move around the corner here, and now can see Olive,
Bugger.
and he just shoots a ray of cold at you.
Ouch.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, gotcha. I was like, but I'm not concentrating on anything. Oh, right.
All right, you succeed and take no damage from the cold ray that hits you. He just moves away. It is now Defect's turn.
Defect is going to in the Defect Grig
So
Prefect bond.
Defect stands up, and the daggers just rotate and slash through the air. And Defect takes 9 points of slashing damage.
If Defect knew that they were above him and that standing would hurt him,
I mean,
would
it's
Defect
it's
be
a 5
on
foot
that?
cube, like, so it's just
Okay,
like on
so
the
it's
ground.
not they stood up, it's just being there.
Yeah, it's just being in that space.
Okay. How
Uh,
much damage?
9.
Is that halved because it's slashing? Oh, he's not
No,
raging
he's not
anymore because he
raging.
got knocked unconscious.
Yeah, and this happens at the start of his turn. So,
okay, well,
so
then
he
he's
is,
unconscious.
So he is unconscious
God damn it.
and prone. All right, Spoot. I need another saving throw.
Boot not dead.
Spoot is still kicking. All right. So, it is now Oligar's turn. And what shortly happens is you all see something kind of eke out of the portal.
Say eke out.
I do. Yeah. Yeah. What you see come out of the portal right over Defect is a cloud of mist.
This bitch.
And Aydis, it is your turn.
Can you see the druid, Aydis?
I can. Fuck. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
very torn right now.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Well, it's either stay and just die, or run and live, possibly. But I don't want to be like that guy.
But would Aydis be that guy?
Spoot's not married, so
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
things to try to live for.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
and his only shot at love died by tentacles.
Fuck. I don't know.
You gotta do something, or you just stay
I know.
there.
I've never been in this situation before.
Oh, come on. We've been in this situation plenty of times.
No, I mean like where I as a player am thinking of abandoning.
Oh, I see.
Your husband's on the other side of those people.
I
As far
know,
as
but
we
I'm
know.
not gonna survive the other side of those people.
Fair.
I don't know if y'all y'all will hate me though.
I won't hate you. I'm doomed anyway.
So at this point, I'm the only one conscious.
I'm just gonna say to Olive,
I will just remind everybody that Aydis has provided you with good berries.
Yep, I know.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but that's 1 HP, and literally there's no.
I know. I'm just reminding you.
Yep.
So, what would you like to do, Aydis?
I'm just gonna say to Olive, I think it's best we get out, and I'm just gonna double dash.
Okay.
5, 10. So that's 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're at the back of the house, right?
Yeah, you're off to the side. The like the main gate is this way, and the garden is this way. Garden, main gate.
Can I see the main gate?
Yeah, it's probably about like 700, 800 feet away. But
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
yeah, it was a big garden you guys went through.
Right, and how far away is the garden door?
About 200 feet. Well, that's the entrance to the garden, and presumably the garden door is beyond that.
Yeah, we never got to the garden door because I went over the wall.
Right. Yeah, I'll start running towards, I guess, the front gate. It's not really. So I'll make it to there. This
Okay.
turn.
All right, cool. No problem. So next up, those of you in the house hear a raspy voice from this individual. That's the signal. Disembark. And this guy steps over an unconscious Aydis and exits. Or sorry, unconscious Spoot. Steps out the doorway
Oh, fuck.
and just begins running away.
Oh.
Yeah, Aydis, you see one of those red cloaked guys just like start booking it.
Oh, that's a bad sign.
Yeah, and you see another one come out. And start running as well. So you see these two cloaked individuals just start booking it. Olive, it is your turn.
Well, didn't see any of that. Olive's gonna throw a
You
healing word
did
at
hear
Greg.
the signal.
I heard
though.
I heard the voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't see anyone. I threw a healing word at Greg.
Okay. Greg, you get 6 hit points. You are no longer unconscious.
Okay.
And I can't get to Defect without stepping into those blades.
Nope.
Which means there's fuck all else I can do. Healing word was a bonus action.
Movement in action.
Yep.
The spiritual weapon did disappear as well, by the way.
Right. Spiritual weapon disappeared. Those guys bolted.
What are you gonna do?
Crap.
Know what you can see.
I can see Greg and I can see Druid, and that's all I can see, and I can't get to Defect. And I know people are someone just said to get out of the house. Someone just said disembark.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna thorn whip the druid I can see. I've got 30 feet of range and he's in it.
All right, make your attack roll.
I did.
Nope. That's
No,
the
you just
damage.
rolled damage.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
Solid damage though.
A 13 will hit. I'll give you the first damage because why? All right, cool. Anything else?
Going out the door.
Okay.
I don't
Greg,
get far out the door. I think that gets me just
you are
outside
you are
the door.
prone, but you are conscious.
Cool. Greg is going to get up,
Cool.
look around.
Yeah, make a perception check as you stand up.
Yeah. I perceive with a 19.
So you see Spoot on the ground. You see this cloud of flying daggers over here. You see Defect on the ground, and the daggers are like whirling around him. But you don't see anything else, and you see a cloud of mist like hovering directly over Defect.
Okay. And because Amber can't remember the mechanics, even if there's successes after 3, do you die? Or is it
After 3 successes, you stabilize.
you stabilize? Okay.
Yeah.
So then it's fine. And then okay.
But you don't know how they're doing respectively. So.
No, that's fine. Amber was like, what are the mechanics for that? I've never been in a situation that was quite this close. It's always been a little more clean cut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In that moment, can Greg tell, because Defect was up last time Greg was up,
Mm-hmm.
how Spoot's doing? Medicine check,
You can
I
make a medicine
suppose.
check on Spoot.
Well, that's the thing. The doing. Nat
Oh,
20.
I
that's...
mean, Spoot is unconscious. He's bleeding out. Like, he's not in good shape.
Okay. Cool. Can I see in the portal? Is Oligar still like within sight at all, or sight line of my
No,
cannon?
the
as
only
far as I
thing
can see?
you see is this cloud of mist.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have my cannon shoot in there anyway.
All right, go for it.
Damn. 7. I
21.
assume it's at disadvantage because of the mist. I can't see what it's shooting at, but I don't know.
Actually,
21 or a 7.
this is interesting. So you attempt to shoot through the mist, and the energy hits the mist and dissipates over it.
Is it not a thing? Oh no, it's a force ballista, I guess, so it's just shooting force.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's magical force damage.
Right.
And it's basically like pure energy.
Yeah.
So, what does that make Greg? Does Greg have any thoughts on this?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay, cool. 12.
It's weird. The mist just like took the attack. It's so weird.
So weird. That is weird. All right, well, I'm going to leave the cannon there. And I'm going to clamber over the table 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And get over to Spoot. I don't know if anybody's around the corner, but I'm going to get over here and shove a good berry in Spoot's face.
All right. Spoot, you are no longer unconscious. You have 1 hit point.
Sorry, I was muted. Excellent.
That is everything that Greg can do.
All right. Well, next up you hear... shit! And you hear a familiar voice say it. It's Bodo's voice. Remember the backup! And you hear a snapping, popping sound that you haven't heard before. And this floating cloud of daggers disappears. And Spoot, you just barely see Bodo at the top of those stairs kind of turn in on himself and wink out of existence. You then see this druid over here disappear around a corner, open a door, and disappear from your sight. That brings us to Defect.
Defect makes a death save.
Yep.
Ooh.
All right.
A failure.
That is 1 failure for Defect. Spoot.
Spoot will stand.
Yep.
So half movement now, yeah?
Yep, you have half movement. The only thing you really see in this room now is this cloud of mist over here.
Can I see Defect?
And Defect's body.
Yeah, you see Defect on the ground.
He's on the ground. Okay, I'm going to assume that I know what that means. Defect's only on the ground for one reason.
Or he even sits up to sleep.
5, 10, 15, if I can do that there. Am I able to stay, use Spare the Dying from this position?
Yeah.
And I will
All
make
right.
him...
Defect is stabilized.
And Spoot will let out a sigh.
Yeah, so the next thing you see in the house, the cloud of mist floats out the door with purpose.
Fuck, he's that thing. It's that one, Amber says. Greg
And-
doesn't know.
Yeah, it just floats away. And
Fuck.
Aydis, you see all the red crows like booking it, and with your perception, you see Bodo appear at the front gate,
Okay,
like out of nowhere.
that checks out.
Yeah.
I guess Mist doesn't invoke opportunity attacks.
No, it just floats right over you, like no problems whatsoever. But yeah, you can keep running, but the red crows are in retreat at this moment. So it's up to you.
I think we need to take a breather.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So unless anyone says any otherwise, we're going to drop initiative.
I want to go after the druid who left the room last. That's the person I saw last. I'm at least going to go to the door.
Yeah, totally.
Greg is full of vengeance, seeing that
No.
Defect is okay. Do I see anything through that door?
The door is open.
I think that was
there.
Do I see the bastard? No, I don't.
No.
Greg is gonna fire off a firebolt in fury.
All right.
Into the
It blasts out
bushes.
into the air. Yep. But yeah, you just see this crowd of like 3 red crows running away, Aydis, and a
Mhm.
cloud of mist soaring off into the sky that you soon lose track of.
Okay.
He's seeing them around the corner, right? I can't see them.
Yeah,
Wait, so okay, so Spoot would not have been able to see him.
no. So we will end initiative. You are
He was
able.
scared enough.
What?
He was scared enough of being stuck in the astral plane. Also, they could have all murdered us, but maybe not him.
Yeah, it seems like they had some sort of standing orders that you are not aware of.
Clearly.
But indeed, you have flushed them from the house. And you all seem to be... And you're able to, like, plunge another good berry into Defect, so Defect can have 1 hit point. If somebody wants to use their good berry to do so.
Yeah, Spoot would do that, no question.
All right, cool. Great. So just take that note. And we'll pick up from there next week.
Whoa.
Yeah, so you guys have a manor that you'll need to figure out what you want to do with in terms of investigating the area. But you seem to have driven off the red crows. So good job.
No, I think we have.
We made him scared enough that gaseous formed rather than have his minions kill us, but also...
Also, I thought the manor was going to self-destruct.
Totally an understandable fear. But indeed,
They all started running, and Olive was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. Well, I mean, he said he didn't want his house burned down, so.
Okay.
But yeah. Good
feel like
job.
it's like-
You got rid of the gray crows. Like, that's a big deal.
I feel like that's like, if you see the pyro guys running, you run.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You hear heads and you book it.
Yeah. Well done. Well done, everyone. Really, good job. That was tense. Again, sorry we didn't take a break, but we were right in the middle of everything.
Oh yeah.
So
Fine. It's fine. It's fine.
that was a combat with a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So good job. You all made it out. I will tell you, you did enough damage to him, to Oligar, to warrant him choosing to escape. Because even though, like, his minions probably could have taken care of you, he's the boss. And I mean, I will tell you out of game, when he got to a certain point, he was like, cutting and running. And my minions follow me because that's their job.
If we've dropped initiative, did the portal close?
Yeah, the portal is closed in this time.
I'm very curious how low we got him.
To some point where he felt he needed to turn into a cloud to get away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, between that and being in the portal.
Yeah, you got him pretty low. Like, between your concentrated attacks and keeping him separated from his healing allies. And if the druid had ever caught eyes on him again, he would have used another Dispel Magic to get rid of the other heat metal. Because that's what he did the first time around.
Right.
Did Aydis learn anything about the Astral Sea?
That they can come back from it.
You can move.
It's an open portal, yo.
Yeah, but
Well,
it looks like
thought
things
it
are
was-
floating.
There's enough.
Yeah, I thought it was
purpose-
just gonna be floating and like you can't really like get
Right,
your
there's
way
enough-
back.
There's enough friction.
I will
to
say
and to attack.
I will say, The astral sea has its own unique set of physics that are not conducive to the material sphere.
Right.
So,
All right. Next experiment. Tie rope around Grig. Send Grig into Astral Sea.
I mean, you could always like go in there for 30 seconds and play around and then get out again. Like, you have that technology. Literally.
Sure.
Roll a stupid
Yeah.
check.
And Matt, before you say anything, we all did stupid things. It
Yeah.
was a group effort.
Mhm.
I although the heat metal ended up sort of helping out being doubled, I also was like, oh shit, to do any damage, that's a bonus action, which
It's-
my bonus action is my cannon,
Every
which
little bit helps. And Aydis noticed that his wounds closed up as well. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
I have a feeling I know what class he was.
maybe.
I honestly didn't think about it because I realized I was stuck on the other side, and I was kind of like, "This is bad. I can stand out in the open and get hit to death, or I can walk through tentacles and probably die too." And it never occurred to me until I was already unconscious that I possibly could have just sucked inside my shell, at least to like save myself.
I will say, I believe when you do that, you are at disadvantage on dex saves. So,
Maybe. Let me double check.
um,
Maybe
mean,
because you're
anyway,
prone. You're
as
so-
Ives got it in chat says, well, this has been tense.
yeah,
You
no
think?
kidding.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ives.
But-
TPK. TPK.
But tense or no, you did succeed in getting them out of here. And
And
Oh.
nobody's actually dead.
none of you have died. Came close. And there may be stuff here that could help out your cause. You have the archivist investigating further, but who knows?
Greg is gonna search the hell out of this house,
Yeah.
bleeding to death or not.
We'll have to find out next week here on Newly Forged.
Oofa doof.
So
Yeah.
come on back, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Sarah, you can't be here next week. But hopefully
True
the week
story.
after that you are back, maybe?
Week after that? No. Well, maybe.
All right,
Yes,
we'll
week after
we'll,
that, maybe.
we'll confirm and go
Yeah.
forward from there. A big thank you to Typhonius Starheart who followed us this evening.
Yeah.
So thank you,
Woo.
Typhonius Starheart. That's a great name. Thank you, I've got it. It's always good to see you, buddy. Appreciate that you stick around. You're the best. We'll go around, do a quick round of adioses, and then we'll do a little itty bitty baby raid on someone. Let's start up in the corner with Spoot.
Adios.
Yeah,
Till next week.
yeah. And down to Aydis.
Thanks for watching, guys. I need to go have a drink 'cause I'm stressed out.
All right, buddy. Down to Olive.
Thanks for watching. Yeah. See, I won't see you next week. Maybe I'll see you in 2 weeks. Please don't kill me.
All right, and over to Greg.
As always, I'm Amber. I played Greg, and really just thanks. Bye. My mind is going blank. Follow the Newly Forged social medias. Share them. Recommend it to your friends. All those things that you do for internet stuff. And Defect, I assume, just nods.
Indeed.
That checks out.
And I have been Jared. Thank you very much for coming by for a fun time here on Newly Forged. We will be back next week, and it will be fun and exciting times to see what this Tower Manor has in store. Check out Matt and I's podcast, Mid-Level Adventures. We're on a little bit of a hiatus right now. Real life is a bitch sometimes. But check out backlogged episodes if you have missed it. It's a fun time. Listen to Amber and follow all the social medias at Newly Forged. And we'll see you all next week. We're going to raid the Scabby Rooster. Goodbye, everyone.
Gabby.
Hashtag Griefect.